All right, there goes. We have a smoky filled entrance. We gotta figure out how to make it smoke on this side too.
Hold on.
Ah,
That work?
no. All right. So I was traveling the last couple of days, but I did stop to make sure the show is gonna be a good one. we
Rookie move.
I already taken the paper off. I'm probably gonna regret this tomorrow. That's enough.
I'm just taking it easy tonight.
This is like 2 shows worth, all right?
2 shows.
And for those of you who live around, Tennessee liquor is way much cheaper than Alabama. Alabama has the 4th highest liquor taxes in the country. Yeah, that would have been another almost $12 if I'd have bought it here. Man, Eric, I put a lot of miles on the last 2 days. Chasing. So I left here at 4 a.m. Got to the first store at 8:30 yesterday. What did I do? I didn't count them. It was at least 50 stores yesterday, including a streak of 9 in a row that were strikeouts, 3 that were no longer in business.
Rough.
Yeah, depressed areas are tough. And then just to break the streak, I decided to change directions and find some different stores, find a different state, different stores, and do what I do best on the road. Hit Walgreens for I'm like, maybe I just got some bad juju. Let's go let it out of Walgreens. Cairo. Oh my God. I drove through Cairo, Eric. I mean, we're going to talk about depressed areas. Most of the buildings are abandoned. Few of them are standing. God, what an awful place that is. Yeah, Eric. The other Eric. It was a good trip. I found quite a few things. I wasn't going to actually make it back tonight, but here's the problem with leaving at 4 a.m.
Mhm.
When your wife wakes up at 1 a.m. and wakes you up. And I didn't go back to sleep till like 2:30 and got back up at 3:15. So I only had like 3 hours sleep. So I might have taken half an Adderall sometime and during the day on yesterday. And I slept good last night. Hotel Comfort Inn. It was a free hotel for my points. Comfort Inns are very comfortable, but you don't. When you're at my advanced age, you don't recover as fast. That first day was too much.
Yeah.
So from now on, I'm gonna do at least 3-day trips. So that means Jacob and Joni will be shipping while I'm gone because, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. That also give me time to. I'm gonna list the eBay stuff on the road and those kind of things. I'll just make sure I put at least the 2-day handling on those items. It looked like there were some cool buildings in there, man. It looked like, I mean, some stuff that was really cool, but man, is it just, you see out on the road, you see some of the coolest buildings. Just sold something on Amazon. We'll stay live until I quit selling. So I was somewhere in Missouri. I don't know where the hell I was. No, I was. This is Arkansas. They had restored an old Greyhound station. It's an old Art Deco Greyhound station with Greyhound up and down the spire. That thing is just absolutely amazing. It was completely empty, nobody in it. The complete downtown of that town was, I think that might have been Blytheville, Arkansas. They had a Walmart, and I went into quite a few of these Walmarts. You know, you're out in the middle of nowhere when you can park on the curb at Walmart and walk inside. No lie. You park at the curb. There are Walmarts out there, folks. If y'all haven't seen them, in Arkansas, Missouri, that are in Kansas and all the Midwest, they're so small that you pull up to the curb, park, and get out, and it's a single door. And when you're inside there, you're like, this ain't any bigger than a grocery store. you're standing in there and you can see both ends. I mean, it's almost like you can reach out. And then there was this. I took a couple pictures. Hold on. Where's that crazy ass wall? I did run into. I ran into Harlan because that had to be his car.
I love horse.
Is that somebody had that on the back of their damn car? Is that crazy? I forget what even kind of car. Oh, it was on the back. Of course, it was on the back of a freaking not Charger, but the two-door Charger, whatever the two-door Charger is. Yeah. So this is how big this one was closed, but that's the size of the Walmart. That's a Walmart, folks. You can see the star. You can see it where it says it in there. Actually, the last time I was there, that one was still open. That's before it was even blue. They never even painted. Yeah, Challenger. Thanks, Eric. So very interesting. You know, the one thing about stores in the middle of nowhere like the Walmarts, even Walgreens and CVS is they don't. If you can get there before the clearance goes and before they ship the stuff out, you can find good finds. So that was the whole objective, to find those stores like the Walmarts I can park up to. What did I take any more pictures? It doesn't look like it. I remember taking at least one more. Oh, another one of those depressed towns, and I'm like, why is the biggest building in the town the freaking? That's a post office. There's the downtown's completely dead. There's I was at a maybe a CVS, and that's the freaking post office of the town that you drive up to it and it says population like 2,700. That's the post office. And our post office is the size of this building here. Yeah, that was another crazy one. What else? The rest of the pictures are me trying to figure out when something opens. Or I went to a yard sale today, struck out. That was awesome. You're not gonna give them the full sound effect?
No.
So what do you guys, when you're sourcing? What's your limit for strikeouts before you change? Super Beans, what's up, dude? Desire Super Beams.
He can't hear you. He walked away.
Tom, you got some explaining to do. You need to come off. I need some financing, Tom.
I don't hear the show. What the hell, man?
I need some financing, Tom. There was I saw at least 10 of these Huck's convenience stores. I know that's you.
Yeah.
Acting like you ain't got no money and you're sitting on all those convenience stores.
Right?
Well, if you got a question, come on and ask. All right. I might regret this, but I might regret this. No couches, no scratching. There you go.
Yeah. No scratching.
I'm not taking this one down. So there you go. I'll just make fun of somebody. But it's so it's 12 was my limit. I've been through stretches like that. I've talked about it in the past sourcing. When I'm out there, you just fight through it. But when you're on 3 hours sleep and you've driven 4.5 hours to get to the first store and you've taken an Adderall, 12 is the limit.
12 is the limit, huh?
12 is the Adderall induced 12. And I only took half of one. And don't ever take one of them and be confined to a car. Holy hell.
You have a hell of a time.
Poor Jennifer talked to me for hours yesterday. She probably thought I was just truly insane. I'm like,
you were on fire.
yeah. So that's going to be a method moving forward. 2 days is okay. So when I'm clearing out Alabama for all the stores I want to go to, There's most of the Alabama Walmarts are big super centers. There's very rare. There are some single doors, but they're the new ones, and they might as well be regular super centers. All right, Tom. So, what's your question?
Okay. Roberta ordered a ice maker crusher thing.
Right.
It came in and it is huge. So she opened up a return.
Yep.
And we had to ship it back to the manufacturer.
Yep.
We had to pay the shipping.
Nope.
Oh, wait a minute. I went to the post office. I mean, to UPS. It was going to cost $90 to ship it back. Which, when Roberta called and opened up the return on it, they said if the shipping costs more than $50, call her back. So she called them back today, and they refunded her money and said just keep the item.
You already shipped it.
I hadn't shipped it. It's sitting in the back of her car. The question is, and I guess this is from a seller's point.
Who pays for it?
Yeah. Did they get their money back from Amazon?
Most of the time, if Amazon pays, they'll tell you to wait 45 days. Most people forget and never check.
Well, the money.
Dave's got a similar situation. Person bought something, 3 of them, complaining about price. It's not an item that is returnable. Amazon gave them money back, so Dave's now waiting. See what happens.
2 months.
Well, I was just curious because, like I said, from a seller's point,
see how are they doing shipping that you have to pay for?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it came directly from the manufacturer.
Probably FBM.
They don't make a shit. The rule on Amazon is at a minimum you must match their return policy.
They said it was an A to Z claim because she said it was too big. I don't. Like I said, I'm glad we got our money back.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100%
the item.
positive.
I don't care anything about.
You have to match their return policy. There is no. Go look and see if go look at returns. There is no other option.
Well, the return we got from Amazon was just a blanket label. No postage was included on it. So, like I said, my point is, we got our money back, but I hope they got paid too. I mean, hey, Tactical Z, because that's kind of
I have an option for an unpaid label,
right?
But I almost 100%.
No, this was sent.
I thought they locked you in there.
No, on USA.
Right.
I hate the arrow down. Amazon prepaid is the only option.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what the deal is, but anyway,
it says labels for exempt items. So what's an exempt item?
Well, it'd be like hazmat or something, or
it's got to be. Who knows? But even then, it'll give an unpaid. If it's a hazmat, they'll tell them they can't return it. You have to send them a label. Amazon won't give you a label for
it. How much do you think the shipping was using Amazon's shipping? If it was going to cost $90 for me to ship it back to them, how much do you think they're shipping?
Was this an FBA item or was it?
It was fulfilled FBM. It came from the manufacturer.
How big is it?
It's big. It's like 35 pounds. How much roughly, just take a guess. Well, how much do you think it? My point is, because the thing was $135 with free shipping. If they paid $90 to ship that thing to us,
they didn't. Probably closer to half.
With the amount of fees that Amazon charges,
$90 is full. $90 is full retail.
Retail. It's probably less than half that.
It's like less than half. I would, because I shipped that lawnmower. Went from here to Texas. I think I sent it to Texas. It was 53 pounds. It was 33 by 17 by 13, and that was $53. So
So, he wasn't making. They weren't making any money off the get go.
But I guess I realize the manufacturer, their costs are going to be. They don't have a middleman. Their costs are going to be slim. I mean, as the lowest cost you're going to find because they make it.
Because Roberta and I was talking after, because I came back because I said call them and see what they say, and I wasn't surprised when they said, well, I was surprised when they said
that might be because it's the manufacturer, Tom. They might have given in the deal to have them sell it on Amazon. They might have set that up where but the returns are buyer paid. But it is rare. It is rare that it's buyer paid because there's only a few exceptions.
I've got I'll
he says an ice crusher.
Huh?
It's an ice crusher.
Yeah.
What was the reason for return?
Because it was too big. We hadn't even opened the box up.
So it wasn't like you ordered the wrong thing or
no. It was too big, and we didn't have if the postage was $45 on it, we didn't have a problems with paying for it to go back.
Yeah.
But when they said $90, I told Roberta, I said, we just keep it because we'll only get like $40 back from it. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah, what brand is it?
I don't know what the hell the name of it is. Give me a minute. Jeez, you're like a crazy ex-girlfriend, dude. You're so needy. Hang on a minute. Let me find that thing.
This guy.
That's my favorite expression, by the way, now.
What's up, dude?
What's going on? I've earned this drink tonight.
Me too. I think I heard a bong hit too.
Don't worry, I'm prepared to for my next few shows. I gotta pick that thing in.
It's a Costway ice maker.
How do you spell Costway or Causeway?
Causeway.
Costway.
Ooh. Costway.
So you made it back home a little earlier than you thought, huh?
Yeah, why y'all gotta be so fancy like Applebee's? Is it a snow cone maker?
We gotta be so fancy.
It might be. That's what they were going to use it for, because it crushes ice real fine. It was like $135 or so.
Make a lot of snow cones or what? It's ignoring me.
So I'm reading their full return policy. So while most sellers offer a return policy equivalent to Amazon, some seller return policies vary.
Yeah.
Like I said,
it doesn't say nowhere on here does it say what their return policy is. So how would you have known?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It says 30-day refund or replacement can be returned in its original condition for a full refund. So how can it be a full refund? That's very deceiving. Full refund. It doesn't say that you have to ship it. It doesn't say. I read full refund like that to go, I'm getting my everything back.
You got a email address I can, and I will send you a copy of this return we got from Amazon. If not, just share the screen with me and I'll show it out there because there's nothing on it.
Well, did you not read? It says it's 16 by 12 by 18. That's a monster.
Yeah, it is.
The one
you telling me I'm needy and you didn't read. It's your fault.
You're
the terrible customer.
Let me tell you what. I'll get Roberta to come in here and you tell her that.
Pay the $90 and shut up. It says how big it is.
She'll call Joni up and say, "Go in there and box his ears for me."
You're as bad as these big girls who don't know how big their ass is.
I didn't order the damn thing. Like I said, my concern was what was the policy on this kind of stuff because, I would hate for them to just get stuck on the whole amount. I'm glad we got our money back, but you know how crazy Amazon is about just keep it and then they refund the money. And I hope that's what
this is very different, Tom, because if it's FBA, it'd be no problem. The buyer would be, the seller would be screwed. They've made a decision on FBM. I think Amazon will I think they have to reimburse, because that's the one thing I told them last time I had a problem when they did something stupid. I'm like, but I lost this case, and which is this is insane. So I sent out an item, and there are sellers on this item right now, and in the item it says I've sent they're $32. I only had I was the first one in at 45, so I sold 3 of them, and it was like 140 with tax and everything. And down in the little thing it says something like 18 items, or in one of the bullet points in the secondary description it says one of 18 or up 18 units. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna read you exactly what it said. Come on. This is great. This is great content here. See what you did, Tom? You just ruined the whole stuff. So it's, right now they're selling them.
Ruined the whole show.
They're selling them for $32.49. Somebody has one down to $21. So if you want this free, it's send me an email. I'll tell you what it is. But down the bottom, after all everything, it says, "Oh damn, I missed it." Total of 18 units. Total of 18 units. And so this lady, she ordered 4. She's like, I'm missing 14. And I'm like, what do you mean you missed? So I found that, and she opened an A to Z claim, and they granted it to her, told her to keep it, gave her money back, and won't give me my money back. And my whole problem was, okay, this bitch said that she's missing 14. What's the math? If she thinks she was due 18 and she ordered 4, she should have been due 72, not 18. Either she thought she was ordering 72. You know, see what I mean?
Right.
Because if one of them says 18 units, then why is she only missing 14? But there are currently Amazon sellers on this thing, and sellers that I follow. Hell, let's see. One person who sells a lot of the same shit I do. And if you ever watch my channel, I don't know if you do or not, but you live in Kansas City. There you go. You might want to check this listing, because you don't want to get screwed like I do. Like I did. Let's see, who else? Is there anybody else on there? Chi-Chi, you only got Vortex, best brand. There's people on here who are going to get screwed just like I did.
It's been 100 years ago or so, but I was watching a video, and this woman was talking about, to make it easier for her to find her items. In her description, she has like box 2. Okay. Well, she shipped something to somebody, and they filed a not as described, because there was only one item. She only received one item, but in the description it said a box was 2. And the whole article, her whole video was about, if you go in and put like where your item is stored at, to bury it in a bunch of letters, so it doesn't.
Hey, how about I sold a thing that says it's a pack of 2, and she says she's missing one item. I'm like, what do you mean? They're a twin pack. They're stuck together. She said, no, I was supposed to get 2 of those. I'm like, it says a twin pack. Does not mean you're getting 2 packs. That's today. That was today.
You just came off the road to a mess, didn't you?
Well, that Hawaiian thing was that was a month ago. Jason says, when are they going to start doing instant payment? I never get instant payment. Rare. On offers. Rare.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be it. You talking about from eBay?
eBay, yeah. It's on mine. So if I make an offer, it comes up and says, "Now if they accept the offer, we're going to debit your account." Blah blah blah. I don't like that. That's fine.
Yeah. I get payment all the time. You're talking within an hour of them accepting it. I usually get payment. I have seen 2 times this month out of 180 sales over the last 30 days where I didn't get payment and I had to relist it. And that could be due to a lot of factors. Like it happened to me on Mercari as a buyer where I had the wrong card on file and had the wrong billing. That's how long it's been since I actually bought on Mercari. And the billing was wrong and it couldn't charge my card. I had to fix it and have them run it through again. So
I really hope I still got 10 of those. Thought I'd sold them all. That might be a premature celebration.
As compared to last year, it's a lot better than it was.
Ron, clarify something. You said, Tom, it's not that bad. I have 3 of them. 3 of what?
So I lost my entire train of thought.
I'm sorry.
And so I told you all guys I was doing an experiment. If you're watching the personal playbook podcast thing, check us out on Saturdays, 3 P's in a pod podcast. John, it'll be 8 a.m. Central tomorrow. I'll give you that. Is when it comes out, I think. Anyway, check us out over there. John, and Josh, we have a lot of fun. And at some point, you're going to see that about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we got to get you checked in. First you have to admit you have a problem. I think that's the first step.
Okay. Should I tell them the secret, John, or not?
No. I want them to see the drinking problem that you had when we did the show.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
But that was fucking hilarious.
We had a good time, but it's just a great conversation about topics and reselling. If there's something that you want more in depth on, we try to expound and really, different points of view, because me and John don't always see it Josh's way. He's crazy. Damn Canadian. What the hell?
But
it's a good flow. I enjoy. You watch me and John try to deal with somebody with terrible internet. It's terrible.
For the 3 of us not to agree on everything because we see things differently. We have different perspectives, right?
But the one thing I've been talking about on there last week and a little bit this week is I've been experimenting with my eBay. Remember, eBay is my secondary account. It's about 20% of my sales. It's done better this week. And so what did I do? I told you I think sell-through rate is so important. I think that's the reason why we walked off a cliff last April, is because as they rolled out this search, I think that got probably more weight than it needs to have. And it was an overall for your store. And I'd heard Josh talking about that, I don't know, months ago, and I never really it went in this ear and out this ear because that's what us Americans do to Canadians. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back and kill all the remotes. The remotes, I've sold remotes after remotes, but the ones that are left are not great. And a lot of other stuff, I'm like, this stuff has been listed forever. And so I cut my store in half. So now it's a bunch of the stuff that I'm sourcing now or finding at yard sales now. And imagine that. I've had great sales. I am for eBay. Let's see. What have I sold this week? I've been on the road 2 days. I haven't looked at what I've sold over the last 2 days. We just sold some Neutrogena. Sold some big girl stuff. Shout out to the big girls. So I'm up over the last 31 days. I'm up 0.1%, and it doesn't sound like a lot. But when I started this experiment, I was down like 60%, 70%, something stupid. And this was 2.5 weeks ago, and it is really dramatically turned around. I had a $549 day on eBay the other day. eBay. And yesterday was 193. Today is 155 already. But you got to look back here. I had in April, I had a 10, 34, a 9, 28, 32, a 0, a 137, a 0, 52, 27. But once I changed it, my lowest day has been 137 since I made the change. I've been listening to stuff too, but it's definitely activity curve. Everything is gone. The only thing I changed was because I tried to tell myself, list 2 or 3 items a day, you'll be great. And that don't happen. That just don't happen. So I just sporadically list. But it's, folks, understand what you can have multiple stores, and I recommend this, and I haven't thought about this lightly, but I recommend that if you've got stuff that you've got, and I think we talked about Ink Frog, and we talked about Ink Frog either before the show or during the show, but so there are ways that you can take stuff out of your store and put them in a second store you have. Ink Frog is one of the ways that John can tell you more about it, but we don't want to talk to you.
Well, it's really
you want to talk to your mother than talk to me. What the hell? I like to get run over by an Amish man in a tractor, and it was terrible.
Uh-huh.
He was flying too. He was driving that thing like he stole it.
Probably did.
He was in this lane, he was in that lane, he was in this lane. I'm like, got his wife up and they went. I'm like, damn, I guess she thinks your tractor's sexy. Look at you go there, Amish man.
So that was near Hopkinsville?
Yeah, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Yeah. But it would behoove you to separate out. I'm not saying that all your clothing and that kind of stuff is bad, but if you're going to run a clothing store so that if you're going to do yard sale stuff and you want to make sure your kitchen stuff moves and other kind of stuff, because a lot of people go, I added high sales through rate stuff to my account and it didn't do anything. My sales still stuck. You've got to separate them because you're not getting enough lift to over. If you've got 1,000 items and you added 10 or 12 and go, well, damn, it didn't work. John and Bitter idiots.
I get that all the time.
It's not enough. You know what I mean? You're expecting 1% to lift. Just think about that. If 1% could lift the 100, the people in the rowboats outside the Titanic could just carry it to float to shore, right? Jason, they screwed the search. I'm not going to pretend to say that the search is not 10 times worse from last year. Trying to move AI into it and all that crazy mess. It used to be a strength. I used to love it. I used to talk about it right regularly. The number one thing eBay had going was if you search for something, you could damn well find it. Because if you go search for something, you can put the model number in on Amazon and still not find it to the second or third page.
Look at 62 things before you.
Because they hoard out the search so bad.
Yep.
And every Chinese man, Amazon's got a problem, folks. And until you, so I challenge you, if reselling, we talk a lot of eBay, and eBay gets a lot of trouble. Go watch Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson interviewed an Amazon seller. Was it last week or the week before? I listened to it while I was driving. I watched it. Okay, I watched YouTube while I was driving. Don't yell at me. I have YouTube Premium. It puts in the background, so I just like to listen to a podcast. I know what Tucker Carlson looks like. I don't have to look at him. And so I just listened to it as I was driving, and it was amazing what this guy was talking about, the cost of what Amazon takes. And okay, so Amazon used to have this policy, folks, and I'll give a little bit of it away. Amazon used to have a policy where if you sold on Amazon, it was in the contract you signed to sign on Amazon that you could not sell it on the web for cheaper. That used to be, and until some attorneys generals around the country started raising the hell and started talking price fixing, that kind of stuff. And so what was Amazon's answer to this?
Price alert.
No, it's not price alert.
Oh.
So Amazon's answer was to go, well, we're so sorry that we are such bastards and we did this to the. No, they just said, okay, we won't do that anymore. We're going to strike that, and so from now it's not in there. But they still enforce it. It is still because this guy sold toys, and he sold toys on his website, Walmart, and several other platforms. He said, if I change the price on one of the other websites to be cheaper than Amazon, he said, my sales go down by 90%.
Yeah.
He's being hidden
Super.
because Amazon and all the power. Remember, Amazon owns AWS. For those of you who don't know, AWS is one of the largest web hosting for most businesses in the country. They have a similar monopoly over that as they do. So what does that give them? A shit ton of data, a shit ton of information that they can go and use bots and stuff to go see what prices are. There's a reason why. Watch this. Take your bus to your Walmart, go in the toy aisle, and scan a clearance Lego. There's a bunch of them. You can't miss them. They're everywhere right now. For those of you who don't know, Walmart has clearance toys right now. There's money to be made a little bit. You're going to have to hold because Amazon is price matching Walmart's clearance right now.
Yeah.
Think about that. I ran Legos and I found Legos that were 60, 70% off. Amazon is price matching them right now. Amazon.com is the seller. So you don't think that, some toy seller, if he changes it on his website or somewhere else, you don't think Amazon can't figure that out and have bots that watch all this stuff?
Yeah.
Y'all give eBay a bad name. Y'all think eBay is eBay is a rank amateur compared to what Amazon does.
Amazon double.
That about eBay because that's who they have the experience with. They don't know.
Right.
They don't know what they don't know.
Roman, I thought he announced that you were going to be his butler. Y'all are both moving. And Amazon, it's crazy strict. It is. I mean, just look at me. So get this. So I think I might have figured out what happened to my account. I was telling Dave this today. So I had one item, some big girl pants. Let me go get y'all a pair so y'all can see.
Oh yeah.
He has got an obsession with big girls.
And their
I'm not
panties.
wearing them this time, damn it. I'm not wearing them this time. Okay. So y'all gonna have to pretend that this is not right. So the listing is for this. It's for a half slip. You see how the little picture is? Look at a slip. And so when I get the invoice, when I see that it's sold, it says half slip on the invoice. On my picture, when I'm on the screen I'm looking at. Well, I had a lady 3 days ago send me a message saying I didn't get what I was supposed to get. It's different than what it shows in the picture. I mean, and I got two more of them, and I started to send them to her. And when I looked at the picture that's in, because when they send you a message, if it's about an item they bought on Amazon, it shows you the item. That's the picture that was on the listing, on her picture. She was expecting the shorts kind because it was a completely different picture that was showing the customer, and it was showing me this. It was showing me this. The listing said this. It showed her that. And so I got 5 returns for an item not as described. On the same item, my ability to sell this item now has been suspended because I sent them the wrong item. You tell me I sent them the wrong item. My side says this, their side shows this. And there's no way you can see it on the listing or anywhere until you get to a buying screen. Now, I don't make it. I check the listing, but I don't have a habit of buying my own stuff. I got 6,000 of these stupid things.
I know what you're going to say, but have you reached out to Amazon about this?
Nope.
I guess not.
It happens on a lot of listings, and I have a good, I tend to believe.
Dave told me it was happening in one of his, and I laughed.
Yeah, I got some wholesale stuff I'm selling. It shows a completely different picture when it's sold, but it's like it's one of the pictures from the listing. It just happens to be the 3rd or 4th one down the line.
So
and to me, it seems like maybe somebody made some changes at one point. There was a glitch, and it never quite corrected itself right. I mean, what other reason would there be? Or
talk to Amazon. I have a better chance to just play scratch for something.
Exactly.
lay on the couch and scratch my butt or balls or whatever.
Why do you keep selling with Amazon? Because the
money's too great.
15% of the things that go bad make up for the 85% that you
in comparison
don't have any problems with.
It's the sales volume. The difference between eBay, it's easier to list on Amazon, and it's the sales volume. Those are the two reasons.
Speed, the volume.
If and this is what eBay doesn't understand, if they would do what they need to do to put the effort in, and not this same bullshit like I just talked about, throw a commercial here, throw a commercial there, and go, well, it doesn't work. We didn't get any customers. They need to make a concerted effort to rebuild trust with their customers, which they've got fairly decent policies that are pretty buyer friendly, and do some advertising to younger people. I mean, targeted to let younger people know eBay exists and they're a platform where they can find a lot of the stuff that they use for cheaper, and then enforce some shipping policies where it doesn't take 9 days to get a key for your topper. There's a few tweaks that eBay can make that really would make them more attractive than Amazon. You're dealing with a real person. I have the ability to help you out and not be bashed into, because I think you would attract better and better. If eBay was a more attractive platform and a growing platform of customers and did the positive things, you would attract better sellers and not be left with just people who don't want to deal with Amazon.
What do you think
that
Amazon has a certain client base, customer base, and eBay has a certain customer base, and they don't necessarily overlap? Well, they don't overlap to a point, but
I bet 10%, John, 10% of people would do both, but that's it. It's very rare.
Because people that I talk to, they like I sold some plumbing fixtures, brass fittings, to this guy, and when I told him how much the shipping was, because they're heavy, and that was my cost on it, he's like, well, I can get it from Amazon for free shipping. And I'm like, well, then order it from Amazon. I don't blame you if you can get it shipped for free from Amazon and it's the same price. He said, but they don't have any over on Amazon. And I said, yeah. And your point is? And he's like, well, you should try to meet what Amazon's doing. And I said, if I was going to do what Amazon's doing, I'd be selling on Amazon. Yeah. So I think that the people come to eBay for certain things that they probably aren't being sold over on Amazon. And so, like I said, I don't think the same people shop on eBay as they do on Amazon, because Roberta could order something and it's usually here the next morning, if not the same day. You order something from eBay and God only knows when you're going to get it.
That's a huge problem, and they never talk about it. It's never addressed. That's a terrible problem. But so Jason, I've never thought about wearing adult diapers. I have changed what I do, because the urination game during prime yard sale is tough. So now I don't take my blood pressure medicine until after the yard sales, so that we don't have to stop. So there you go.
Well, that starts, your bladder starts going out when you get to be your age too.
I had to go so bad. I almost pulled into the woods today because it was so bad.
I've got to the point that I tell Roberta I'm like a 6-year-old boy. When I say I got to go to the bathroom, that means find a freaking bathroom right now.
When I finally stopped this afternoon, you ever had to go so bad you can feel your kidneys hurt when you're using the bathroom? That's how bad it was.
Thanks, dude. That's not good for your kidneys.
Oh my God.
But
it's because eBay's catalog is better. eBay item for item has better items. It has more items. If there's things that I can look for, especially if I need a part or if I need things, you can find it on eBay, where it's much tougher to find. Like Amazon is cluttered with Chinese shit.
Yep.
And if you took the vast majority of Chinese junk off off of Amazon. And they don't want to admit it because they're making so much money on it, but it's a huge problem over there. You know, that you've got resellers that just invent brand names and bring this. There'll be 10, you know, there'll be 10 of the same freaking tomato slicer or whatever. You know, somebody will have an idea where they want to put the wood that you can light to make your own old fashions, something for drinks. There'll be 100 of them over there, and search will be just clogged up with all this stuff. And it's and then you go look for. So I'm selling an item right now, and you search for it on the seller side. There's like 2.5 pages of these things, like 25 or 30 listings. When there's only 2 variations, there's a small one and a large one. You're not allowed to create a listing once one's already existing, but there are 25 listings for 2 items. And I'm not talking about 2 packs, 3 packs, any of that stuff. It's just single items over and over and over being created.
You're talking about the Chinese, all the Chinese crap. My my brother-in-law was in China on business, and he bought his wife 2. It's a man's name. Michael Kors bags.
They're probably Michelle Kors, but close enough.
No, they were Michael Kors. They were $35 a piece, and over here they're like $800, $900. It's from the factory that they make the Michael Kors bags from, but at no place on them does it say Michael Kors. Well, people that's really into this kind of stuff can see a purse and say, "Oh, that's a Michael Kors," or "That's a Burberry," without, like, Coach has all the big C's on it, or Louis Vuitton has the LVs. They can tell.
Look at the price of Louis, and if you can find that factory.
You know what? I told Roberta, you know, she could buy one of those if she wanted to, and she's like, "Are you crazy?" Because I went back after she had her transplant and she was going back to work. I was going to go buy her a really nice laptop case. And I went to the South Park Mall, which is our big glamorous mall. And I went to the Coach store and I looked at some bags, and then she showed me one, and it was $2,300. That was 14 years ago. And I said, "What am I getting for this kind of money? Is this got like a lifetime warranty on it or anything like that?" She says, "No, you're getting the name." She says, "It is high quality, but you're getting the name." So I said, she would have a stroke. She'd be back in the hospital if I spent $2,300 on a laptop case. So on my way out, I stopped at the Louis Vuitton store. It was $3,500. And I said, "What am I getting for this?" And he says, "You're getting the name." He says, "It's a quality piece of, merchandise, but you're getting the name." So somebody that watches our shows does leather work. They could make a quality bag with a lifetime guarantee on it for, and sell them for $3,500. But most people don't care about stuff like that.
I don't even ever hear those words. You can go buy a Louis if you want one, because I hate to hurt her feelings that bad.
You don't like Louis, or she like...
So Jason says that Amazon's weakness, in his opinion, is stock photos for used items. Personally, I want to see the actual pictures. I'm used to buying. That's a seller issue because Amazon gives that ability. All the seller has to do is add the pictures to it. The Amazon issue is that Amazon should require it. That's the one thing. Now all you have to do is click on the list of sellers. You'll see the little icon pictures. You can click on that seller and it has pictures. There's ones out there that have them. And for every used item, once you click off of new to use them and click on all attributes, the picture shows right up.
So the picture thing doesn't work for Amazon because of the volume. You got to think this through. Because see, Amazon does used items as well. And they may have 4 variations of used items that are completely different statements. One might just be the box is torn, dented. Others might actually be opened completely. You know what I mean? And if you're doing a lot of volume, you have to. So I kind of like the fact that I can sell used items and just put in a brief description that the outer packaging has become compromised. It might be dented, torn, ripped, and sell a bunch of them that way.
But if but Jason, if I'm gonna sell a used item on Amazon, I cherry pick the used items. You know, if it's got a bad scratch or something that doesn't, I know how Amazon customers are, and I personally don't sell things that don't look like that show. If it shows use or that kind of stuff, I don't sell on Amazon. I put it on eBay. I can't believe you're over there working. Where's David? Doesn't he have something to do? Shouldn't he be hanging blinds?
It's too late for him.
It's only 8:20 or 9:20.
I know, that's what I said.
He don't have. He's off on Saturdays, ain't he?
No, he actually works on Saturdays. He drives on Saturdays. He's he's a little bit low on the totem pole, so the days he actually does drive on the short season until we get to like probably August or September, he drives Saturdays and he drives sometimes usually 2 or 3 other days.
Okay, so that means he has to get up too early, so he goes to bed
No,
early.
he doesn't have to be there until 9 o'clock, 9:30 actually. Unlike
He
FedEx,
looks like-
it starts at 5 a.m., UPS starts at 9:30 or 9:45, depending on the day.
He looks like he's about 10 years old. He should stay up until midnight.
Dylan. Now, I've got this apartment has to be, they're moving in tomorrow, so I've got to be finished in here tonight.
Oh, so you're just redoing one, right? It's not one of the hotel ones.
That's correct. This is,
This one of what you'll tell me about that they were upgrading apartments, they were moving from one to another.
no, there's not one of those. This is just a regular upgrade, just a soft update. So paint mostly, and I put a new vanity in the bathroom. It's much bigger than the other one was, and then painting. We changed the color, so this is Repo's gray instead of like it was like a tannish color, like a real light tannish color. So we changed it, and we changed this color. I don't know if you can really see that. It's like a, I don't know. Blue.
Where'd you hide the OnlyFans camera?
I mean, I can't say that on public.
Okay.
And I got to put one of these carbon monoxide smoke detectors up.
Some things just don't need to be discussed, like hidden cameras.
I mean, they're hidden for a reason. They're kept secret for a reason, right?
His is a good one. Most of the walls are cinder blocks, so it could be done, but it'd be hard.
It'd be very hard, yeah.
He will just joke about it, and somebody will see this video that knows one of his tenants, and then they'll say something to him about it, and it'll be
there's plenty of cameras, but they're all outside. There's cameras everywhere outside.
Yeah, can't quit copying me at the same time. What the hell? Yeah, but the one thing, somebody asked, Tom asked, why do you keep so? There's problems everywhere, Tom, and you've got to deal with them. I'm mad that the stuff happened, but you see a bigger picture. You're old enough to understand bigger pictures. Your dad. How many bad clients did your dad have? Doing surveying, but you still carry on. It's
exactly.
You look at the big picture. You try not to let the negative things. Like I was telling the other day, I have a folder for all the Amazon returns. I don't ever look at it. Do I have access to email here? It's on the other one. It's on the other computer. I bet there are thousands and thousands of emails never open because it'll tell you on the little tab how many are open,
right.
How many are unopened. Yeah, I bet. Last time I looked, it was a 6,000. I think I deleted them. I never read them because you can't think about it. It'll just make you mad, just make you upset. You pick your battle. Sometimes some things you try to, like eBay is much more simple. The crazy lady who decided that the eye drops were out of date because she read the side of the box instead of the thing. She shipped them things back in a manila envelope. One of them got crushed. So I charged her half and sold the other one on eBay again. I took my pictures, put them on there, and said, "Hey, this one got crushed. That's why she only got half back." And you move on. You tell people on the internet what happened, but it's not a big deal. I'm so thankful. The worst thing I could do right now is go find a job. I'd be the world's worst employee. Shit. I'd be worse than Steve trying to break machines and throwing shit and hiding in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
A couple of days ago, I stopped by a Walmart, and I know the manager there, and we were talking, and he's like, "Why the hell do you?" Only that's not the word he used. "Why the hell do you resell?" And I'm like, "Why?" He says, "Don't you get returns and just irritable customers?" I said, "Yeah, but not very many." He said, "That just seems like all I'm dealing with now is returns and irritable customers and whatnot." And I'm like, "Well, find a different job." He says, "I'm too old. I'm ready to retire. I don't want to start all over again." But he said that the years in the last 10, 15 years, he says customers have gotten really bad. And he said there's nothing wrong with the product. It's just when they come in, the person at customer service is not just kissing their butt to take the thing back.
It's the entitlement. The entire society is so entitled, and I think there's a rude awakening coming. I really do. By the end of this year, some things that got to be set straight. So come out in the news today that Mr. HIV was lying, and he knew about gain of function and all that research. It was in charge of all of it, just like it was said. Just like us crazy people said, who did the research and go, wait a minute, I think we were funding it. NIH was funding gain of function research on the COOF. No, couldn't do it. He stood there in front of Congress and lied and said it didn't happen. Well, it turns out they've got the proof now. He should spend the rest of his life in jail. A fraud on the American people hanging him's too good. He should be in a cell. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of what he's done to people.
Make an example of him and take all his wealth.
Yep. Can't.
I can fix him. This week we pull a toenail. Next week we pull the one beside it. Let's pull toenails off, fingernails off.
Oh God, I'm gonna fall out. I'm gonna fall out on you if you keep talking like that. Can't. That was at Walmart. I go into Walmart. I shop at Walmart. That manager was the one that told me one time, because I was asking him about, some of my reseller friends that go into Walmarts and they don't want to deal with them buying the clearance section. And this manager told me, he says, if you ever walk in here and you want to buy whatever off of this clearance section, and somebody says they can't sell them because you're a reseller, tell them, look them in the face and say, you're fired. Because as soon as your boss finds out you told me that, he is going to fire you. He said, because if you want to buy everything on my clearance section, he says, I will have associates go get buggies and we will start loading them suckers up and taking them to the front door.
Tom, I've told stories about that, and I've been in several different stores, Walgreens especially, during January clearance.
Yeah.
I've had multiple managers go get baskets and help me carry stuff to cars and everything else. Walmart, Kmart, they've all done it. And it's because there's a difference. Target's got the right stance. Everybody goes, Target hates resellers. Target doesn't hate resellers. Target doesn't want you to they spend a lot of money on bringing, Vera Wang or somebody in there, or Vera.
All their loss leaders, yeah.
People are buying their loss leaders. If you buy their clearance, specifically their clearance, they'll be your best friend. They want that shit gone.
Yeah.
Because what happens to Target clearance? It clearances out. They send it off to a wholesaler and they buy it by the pallet.
Yeah.
They get little to nothing for that. So,
but this manager said my end of year bonus is based on what goes out this door that's paid for. and he said, it doesn't matter whether it's clearance. If we sold $5 million worth of clearance, he says it has no bearing on my bonus other than, except for that $5 million is added to the overall number of sales. He says, and my bonus is based on that. So you take all the shit that you want out of here, call all your friends together and tell them come to this store, and y'all have a damn party as y'all are taking this stuff out through the checkout.
The general public's got to start exercising its muscle against these corporations. It makes a huge difference. So did anybody see? I just mentioned Target. Anybody? So what did Target announce early this week, late last week? It kind of under hush hush. They kind of announced it on a Friday. Anybody see? What did Target announce? Anybody see it?
I didn't see it.
They caught hell for it last year, and they decided, you know what? We're not putting a bit of it in the stores this year.
I'm sorry, I was reading a note. What are you talking about?
I think
Target.
Target's putting what in their store?
Remember this time last year, Target decided to go all in on Pride.
Right.
They put Pride in the kids section, the infant section. They put it everywhere. They put a display at the front of the store until people raised hell about it. They kind of put it to the back. Flippin' Goods got it right. They're not participating at all this year. Look at Bud Light and what Bud Light has done. Bud Light's never getting those sales back.
Never.
There are so many. When you become a joke and a standard, and truly, I don't care. You can be whoever you want to be, but whenever you force something on folks, it goes. If retailers want to do that, that should be fine. But it's when you push it down somebody's throat, you go too far. There should be all these clothing should be fine. There's nothing wrong with you want to have a rainbow on your shirt, you want to have that kind of stuff, but don't make in a major store a tuck it for an infant. You went too far, and they knew they went too far.
Well, I've been watching this guy as Brad Palermo or something like that. It's a gay guy, and he watches TikTok videos. He's a conservative gay person. And he's been watching these TikToks where these crazy people are on it. And he said, from his friends, everybody's getting tired of this crap. The gay and lesbians are getting tired of all of this trans stuff, where not people that are really dealing with what is it? Something dysfunction.
Gender dysphoria.
That's it. Dysphoria. He said, not people that's truly having that issue. He said it's all these freaks that's on TikTok because they can make these videos and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
They're being hijacked for the most part.
Yeah. But anyway, like you said, there's going to be a day coming because everybody's getting tired of this mess.
Yeah, we live in a free society. You're free to choose whatever you want to. But the problem is they don't allow the same choice coming back, and that's the problem. It's
yeah.
If I decide I don't like something one way or the other, which most time I don't care, they push it to become the other person's problem who doesn't like it versus it's just everybody thinks they are harassed, they are whatever. Just think about it. Just think about resellers, who think that they're being singled and targeted out because of their stores or whatever. eBay doesn't know them from if Jacob would have punched a hole in the wall in that center block wall real hard, they still wouldn't know who he was.
Nope.
These aren't cinder blocks, by the way. I'm in another building.
Oh, damn it.
Well,
These are soft sheetrock.
Because if that's the one thing I know about a free market, and people need to let a free market operate. If things are wanted, and there's a market for it, somebody will make it. And especially with the invent of like TikTok shop and all these things, if there's something you want, you can find it. It doesn't have to be front and center. These companies don't have to take a stand on whatever, because it's not just one side, because you'll have others. Look at what Chick-fil-A has done. They have faced a lot of prosecution for their Christian stance. why does anybody care if they don't want to be open on Sunday? Why does anybody care? You know, that's their right as a company. But you know, they go too far. Like the baker in Colorado, they've sued him twice. He's beat them both times. It's against his principles to make a cake. He just that's what he decided to do. But you can go get a cake made anywhere else. But you know, they try to prove a point. They try to make it his point.
Yeah,
it's his problem, and it's not.
You were talking about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's having issues with our city and the small towns around us because they're causing traffic problems. That's the problem they're having with them. They're having traffic problems.
You're selling too much chicken.
I love Chick-fil-A, but I don't go there because they're too damn busy. They're too busy.
Regarding that traffic issue, our two local Chick-fil-A's had to both buy adjacent properties and actually make a double or an S or just to handle the traffic going into their drive-through. So,
Our new ones did the same. Our new ones did the same thing. They got a double lot over at Madison, so they can the queue is huge.
Oh, it's humongous.
They have to do that for In-N-Out and Cane's here.
But it's you know, and nobody cares. They like the food. It's okay. It's a little overrated to me.
I like the waffle fries. Their breakfast is way overrated.
Yeah.
I don't see why. Their biscuit falls apart. So I think they use frozen biscuits. I don't think they make those.
I like I said, I think it's a little overrated, but people love it. And,
In-N-Out has the same stance, and they don't catch the same hell. But I think In-N-Out's open on Sunday, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I don't have.
Go look
In-N-Out's up until like 2 a.m, like every day.
Go look at the bottom of In-N-Out. There are Bible verses on the bottom of In-N-Out cups. Did you know that?
Probably. Yeah. Wouldn't doubt it.
There are. They take the same stance. They don't catch the same hell.
But people that like Chick-fil-A knows that they better get their Chick-fil-A before they close on Saturday because it's going to be Monday morning before they can get it. And I think that people will make it like if Walmart, if the head of Walmart says we are going to start closing on Sundays, there's going to be a lot of bitching about it in the beginning, but people will adapt to. Like used to be. It used to be nothing was open on Sundays.
Pretty much. Right?
Well, I refuse to shop at Walmart because they're not open past 11 o'clock, and so I don't shop there anymore.
I used to, man, shopping at 3 o'clock at Walmart was the bomb.
3 a.m, yeah.
Everybody's in there and nobody bothers you.
I literally do not shop at Walmart because of that reason.
You know what the biggest problem was about 3 o'clock Walmart?
What?
You had to go track the cashier down because you couldn't find her.
Yeah, that was
That was
before
Josh can't be shopping at 11 o'clock. He's still evicting people at 11 o'clock at night.
Who is Josh? That's Jacob.
I mean, Jake. Jake is he's still evicting people at 11 o'clock at night.
Could you please keep your Alzheimer's in check?
Okay. But you know what? The guy that I was just talking about from Walmart, his store it's over on East Boulevard. His store has never been open past 11 o'clock at night.
Because they'll lose their ass.
And he's like, exactly. I said, why are you not open at 24 hours? He says, I don't want to be. And he says, I've told them I'll hand them my keys if they make the store 24 hours. He says, because we'll have to have twice as much staff just to watch the front doors.
Yeah.
It's kind of in a dodgy section of Charlotte. And he said, he said, you know, we will not be able to keep stuff in the store.
You see that stores are away from self-checkout now.
Yeah.
Regarding what Ken said, basically.
Yeah, the percentage has got to be higher.
My intention isn't to shake my fist at Walmart and say, screw you, Walmart or whatever. It's no longer convenient. It's not out of principle per se. It's just not convenient anymore. So
yeah,
it's not that I'm like anti-Walmart. Yeah, I'll still go there if that's the one thing that, you know, the one place I can get something, or if I get a really super deal. It's not like I'm technically boycotting them. It's just no longer convenient. And so I don't think to shop there anymore.
Yeah, I love going in the middle of the night. They'd be stocking, and you could, and if a retail arbitrage, you could figure out what box it's in, and buy everything before they even put it on the shelf.
They would get it. And they'd go to the back and get it off the shelf in the back for you because they didn't have to put it on the shelf for you. They didn't have to face face all the product.
You could go into the Walmart that's over on South Tryon, which is it's a super Walmart. It's busy all the time.
That's how it is.
The night before school started the next day, you cannot stir the people in the school section with the stick because everybody was in there buying school supplies. They would have pallets of school supplies just down the rows because they knew they were going to get hit. Look at that. He's got skill. I hate those damn things.
They're cheap and they fill the requirement that I have to abide by, and that's provide coverage for Windows.
I meant to take a picture of Walgreens because there were people that were doubting whether Walgreens is actually selling personal toys.
Personal toy. You just got to have a covering over it. Go get you some used curtains from the dadgum Goodwill and just staple them to the window.
I'm not that cheap.
Let's do foil. That's cheaper.
Foil, yeah.
Foil.
So Larry's right. That's kind of a trade-off. You schedule a pickup from Walmart. It is super efficient. 100.
Yeah, I don't go to Walmart anymore. I just use the Plus. And
yeah, and so all my siblings that are married and have kids, they all use Walmart pickup and they love it. And again, that's if I was in that scenario, I probably would too. But
yeah, you talking about pickup where you just drive up into space? Yeah, that works out really good too.
It's super convenient for them because they will put stuff in their shopping cart all week long, and then whenever day before they want to go pick it up, they just push it through and set the pickup for the next day. And I mean, it's super convenient that way. But that's not the way I shop. So
we're gonna start resellersonly.com to get Jacob set up.
Y'all are sad.
But
Roberta say, you need anything from Walmart? I'm like, not right now, but when you place your order at 3:00 this afternoon again, I might know of something then. I mean, she's always ordering stuff from Amazon.
There's like 12 of them in Huntsville, so we can pick one up. You always drive by
Costco. That'd be nice.
It's not like I have to deal with Dave. So on coming home, I had 73 miles to go, and Dave had what'd you have, 14 miles?
14 miles.
And I had 5 miles left when he got home. I almost beat him. I covered 68 miles at the same time he covered 14 miles.
Traffic? No traffic.
I was in traffic on the interstate. It was.
This is just normal side streets. Me going from up to Montclair.
You were talking about the self checkout. One of they're talking about self checkout in the chat. One of the people I watch on YouTube, he's an American that lives in Tokyo, and he was talking about one of his videos. He was talking about the self checkout in America, and he said no self respecting Japanese store will ever have self checkout because that's not part of their customer service thing.
All right, Kent. So Kent sent me a picture of he said technology has gone too far. But he had ordered 3 of these.
Okay.
Well, regarding what Ron was saying, Harbor's Hope, the fact that 20 people haven't picked up that Hank bananas or those cucumbers off the shelf and put them back, that's enough for me because when they pick produce, they pick them out of the back of the house, not front of the house when they're picking produce.
Underground gaming. What do you mean smoke a bond with it?
No, we're gonna do one. I'm getting one ready.
He's been smoking one the whole time.
He wants to do a rip, man. What's up?
Gonna give
we've had so I can complain a lot about Walmart and their the way they do things, but we've had the pickups sometimes they substitute something crazy, but if you say something, they don't charge you for it anyway. They won't charge you for it. It's been a truly good experience. The pickups that we've had, I can't think of a negative. Sometimes they're out of something, but they were going to be out. They were out of it anyway if I'd have gone there. So, that's actually been a pretty. The biggest only negative I can tell you is the one down the street has got like 50 parking places marked off, and I'll park there just because, damn it, I'm old.
Those are my parking spaces, Scott.
I know they knew I was coming. I mean, it's such a good idea. Everybody copied them. Look at every store's got them now, and they don't need them. It's the craziest stuff.
What kind of parking spaces? I missed those.
The call the number. We'll bring it out to you. Parking places.
All right, we're gonna put some keef on top of this one. Got all that keef.
Yeah, we've never had any bad experiences with them. Doing the self pickup. Actually, I've picked up stuff from Food Lion. They're the store that has it.
The other part, you don't get to see the people of Walmart. That's my biggest complaint. I want to go in and see the great unwashed of America in Walmart.
That's your other YouTube channel. That's your other YouTube channel.
I want to go in there and see the big 400-pound lady trying to wear the medium that she ordered from me.
All right.
Dude, take a cruise.
No,
you will see some people they have squeezed into that they should not have been squeezing into.
John, you should have caught more hell tonight, by the way.
Why is that?
With a straight face, I'm driving. I'm talking to Dave at the same time, and I'm like, we're both laughing. Did he just say he doesn't know why Jenna has any fans? Like, he married this lady, for God's sake. Does he not understand why people would like her? I mean, we were laughing. We're like, and they weren't really giving me that much hell in the chat. I'm like,
I understand why I like her, but that's me.
Sergey, just chicken in
like
the
if you can get popped in the back of the head, that would have been a good reason right there. We're like, damn, John's just he delivers something so straight and so honest and such that most people just glance right on by it. I'm like,
yeah. So
Harlan, you already left the girlfriend's house for the night? It's early.
who are you talking about?
Harlan. He said he loves Walmart. He loves going into Walmart.
He's probably up.
They got channels on YouTube for that. You want to see Walmart people? Just type in Walmart people on YouTube, and you get all the content you want. You don't need to go out and see it.
Rollins over there lurking, man. What the hell?
You got to see the live. There's no way. There's no way around it. You got to see the live. Hey, Harlan, what time in the morning? 6:15? Nah, we need to get over there at 6:30. 6:07.
Is it a big yard sale or a estate sale or whatever?
It's a mega sale.
No, all the yard sales at Huntsville will be canceled tomorrow. You didn't hear?
Yeah. Yep.
I was watching the video. I was watching the video, and Alabama has some of the lowest real estate prices in the country.
Whoa.
And we're also some of the most redneck, backwards, dumb people on the planet.
That's us tomorrow.
Nuts.
Dang, John.
Come live with us, bunch of dumbasses.
And a bunch of these are community yard sales. Gotta love it.
That's that yard sale map thingy, right?
Yeah, yard sale app, and so for about a third of every dot you see is actually another 10 to 30 yard sales as a community.
Real estate, he's right. Real estate has doubled here. Just think about how cheap it was a few years ago, Tom.
That's when
this house is over double. We bought this house in 2017. It's 2.5 times its value since 17.
Yeah.
That's the reason all the realists, the eBayers were moving to Alabama because it was cheap to buy land down there.
Be careful what you wish for. We're terrible.
Nobody wants to move to North Carolina. They just want to move on, or South Carolina. They just want to keep moving down.
Come on to Huntsville and join all the people that bitched about the 2 guys in the red van that buy everything on Saturday. You can just join the club. Just get out the damn way.
Real estate has doubled. Is that talking about price of residential single family homes? Probably
Quadrupled.
I think we're pretty much the same. Almost. We're almost doubled in 5 years. I don't know what Harlan was.
Wow, man, shut up.
We had a company come in here and just buy up every, they were buying every single family home that came up on the market. That was what a normal person would live in. No, I'm not talking about the McMansions or anything like that.
Yeah.
And now they're having problems they're having problems making the payments on them. Their bond payments and whatnot. So they're talking about a lot of stuff's going to be coming up for foreclosure around here.
Well, Zillow got into that same kind of trap.
Yeah, I did.
I think they had a big bailout though from
Fannie Mae.
BlackRock.
Yeah, there's a lot of overseas investors investing in property and renting them out.
What is it?
Yeah.
A bunch of overseas investors are buying up the properties.
Yeah.
We had a company out of Long Island, New York, come down here and literally bought. What's this stupid thing being for? They literally bought every single self-storage place in the whole county I live in. Every one. They spent about $20 million in my county buying up all of the self-storage. They own them all.
Interesting.
So while, man, Huntsville, I'd agree with you, Huntsville, but Huntsville's the exception. I can take you to lots of places in Alabama that Bubba still rules supreme.
Jake, a friend of our family had a couple of storage units. A couple of storage facilities, and they probably had 1,000 units all total. And when one of the big ones, the big storage, national-wide storage people came in and made them an offer on it, they said they didn't even think twice about saying, when you going to have me a check done? He said, because he said, yeah, it's good money. He said, it used to be easy money, but he said, now people don't have a problem with letting their stuff go into arrears and whatnot. And normally it's full of junk in the first place. They shouldn't have put it in there in the first place, but storage something they bought them.
This one was Bolt, BOLT Bolt Storage.
No, they're not down here yet. But he said that we were glad to let it go, and they were also getting ready to retire and stuff like that too. So
and actually, that was quite a bit of the people here. Not all of them, but quite a bit of them.
Yeah, Huntsville is not typical Alabama. We are the darling of the South.
Huntsville, or as my neighbor says, Huntsville.
Yeah.
But he also says Salisbury is Salisbury.
We get it. I mean, there's a lot of resellers here. And it's a tough one. You see me leaving every couple of days, every other week or so. You better know what you're doing. There's some competition here.
He's saying, "Don't come down here."
Don't do it, man.
It's still in Alabama.
Hell, y'all not even taking care of your own towns, much less coming here.
See, as far as these things go, I know I'm not. That's a lot of dots.
It's
all right. So, what questions anybody got?
Well,
ooh, questions.
I came in here to ask the only question I had. I'm done.
No other
Y'all can't leave me to my own devices because I'll start talking about crazy shit.
Ooh.
Oh, I did.
Hey, John will just pull his hat down a little farther.
Like Homer Simpson into the bush, just fade out here real quick.
I already bought 30 items, and I'm doing drafts. So I've done like about 5 or 6 drafts already during this live. So
Whoa.
multitasking.
Wow. Some people call it work.
I hadn't even unloaded the van yet.
Me neither.
I haven't unloaded mine. I have 25 items in the car, and it's packed. And I just got here in time for the live when I returned from the place that I go to. I almost didn't make it. Then I was going to have to run the live by herself, but I got back with 2 minutes to spare.
Weren't you in Kentucky this morning, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I woke up in Missouri. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Okay, I thought you were headed to Kentucky this morning.
I drove through Kentucky.
Oh, did you?
Ozarks.
Isn't that kind of out of the way to get to Alabama?
Yeah.
Not if you get on Interstate 24 and runs from St. Louis to Nashville. Then you drop straight down 65. Now, I guess next time I go up there, I'll have to meet Larry for the first time. I was only like an hour away from John Rad Relics, and I'm like, you know what? That'll waste my whole day. I can't go up there.
Ooh.
Ron, don't start your fucking crying shit when y'all are like 6 and 6 again.
Y'all need to do more. That's all y'all got to worry about.
And wondering, you ain't got to worry about the playoffs. Y'all better be worried about playoffs. You better worry about making a bowl game.
On the radio today, they were talking about the Panthers' schedule that's been issued. At the Panthers, Charlotte allegedly has a pro football team.
Oh, I thought really?
Yeah.
What the Panthers?
And I said allegedly. So apparently they must be going against all the superpowers this year.
It's nice. It's nice for you to check in with us, Carol, to make sure you're still alive.
Yeah.
Since we're no longer worthy enough for you to hang out with us. Yeah, but you always improve your processes. That took 2 days. It was too damn much. I'm gonna start doing Tuesday through Thursday, and just doing a Wednesday night show if I'm going on Wednesday. Why do you hate us so bad, Ron? Is it because we were in the Final Four of football and basketball? Is that why you hate us so much?
What? No way.
No way. Carol, ask everybody who I DM'd on Instagram. You know how many people will be on that list? The door opened.
Uh-oh.
Hey, buddy.
We beyond topics.
Hello, best friend.
Get him. Get him.
Well, you know what my whole take is on college sports, pro sports. I don't give a rat's ass.
You were like Carol. Hey, Carol. Hey, Carol.
That's your big girl there.
You would not like Tom. You hate Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jake might have a chance.
I tried.
You're all wet, Phoebe. Shit.
Is it raining outside?
Yeah, it's been raining here. All the grass is wet.
It's been raining here today. Hey, Ping. And I'm sorry I didn't speak to you this morning.
The airs. I have not been around to check on eBay. Has anybody? Jenna, why did you not hit that man whenever he said, "What do you mean Jenna has fans?" I'm like, she should have just socked him. I'm like,
I think one hit per live is about all I should do. He got smacked for something else.
I'm like, he is just stone cold straight just delivers a line and just
Yeah, and then walks right away, and then just moves right on. I'm like, you know what? You little fucker.
There you go, cussing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
no,
So yeah, not here.
on this
Yeah.
motherfucking show. No,
Yeah, they wouldn't have that shit. Come on. What the hell?
look,
You're not right.
I know.
Well, a little bit. We ain't wrong either.
no, we ain't wrong either.
If Todd was here, he would have broke out in the song. That song. If it's,
I know y'all be
right.
proud of me. I was in Missouri and they have legal weed. I decided I didn't want to spend my yard sale cash in case I ran to a yard sale today.
What did you just say?
And I did go to 2. I didn't buy anything. It was raining.
Did you say you skipped the weed store?
Yeah.
See, y'all talk about having Friday yard sales. Yard sales here are on Saturday.
Because you don't look. I'm sure there's some on
No,
Friday.
there's not. I've looked. There's not any, and if they are, they're trash.
But you can't be guaranteed a good yard sale. You just got to go.
Yeah.
You got. Well, people don't want to get permits. I mean, they don't want to have to use a permit for a Friday show and a Friday and nobody show up because everybody's working around here.
That's ridiculous. The government should not be a fucking permit. Man, fuck the government.
For a year, you can have 4 yard sale permits a year per address.
That's why you don't live. That's why you don't live where Democrats rule the fucking place because they're a bunch of fucking communists.
And here it goes. Pull up. Pull up.
You name one well-run Democrat city. I'll wait.
Here we go.
I'll start a list of shitholes, and you guys in the chat tell me one good Democrat-run city. One. That's all I ask. One. Where's one?
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you on it.
One. This is an underground gaming. This ain't about Trump. Because obviously, underground gaming, with a name like gaming, you're probably a young fella, and I'm all right with that. You didn't live through the 90s.
Hey, wait a minute.
Trump-
I game. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to get off of here because I'm getting ready to game with some people from Australia.
Go listen to Bill.
No.
Listen to Bill Clinton in the 90s and Trump today. It's the same. The Democrat Party has gone so left, the center of the Democrat Party can now be passed for the current Republican Party.
This is where it turns.
I'm not lying. I mean, there's some of the things that he says is word for word. Folks, don't miss that. And don't miss the fact that everybody goes, all these Republicans to say, oh, I would vote for Kennedy. Anybody catch last week that he said he was for abortion up to birth? Anybody catch that?
No,
He was
not
he
even
was
on my
good
radar.
he's good for abortion up to birth. Means you can kill a child at 9 months. A child that is perfectly viable to live outside the womb. 10 months, but I don't want to ruin y'all's day.
Well, your president's probably going to get reelected again anyway, so.
There ain't no way in hell they will steal the fuck out of it.
No, I'm talking about Mr. Biden.
Underground gaming, I called out. So I'm 100% serious, underground. I'm not kidding you whatsoever. Google and have them compare or whatever search engine you like. Bill Clinton policies versus Donald Trump policies. You'll be shocked. And there's a huge. Make sure you put Bill in there because there's a huge difference between Bill and Clinton and Hillary. Bill was a centrist Democrat. Hillary's a psychopath from hell.
Well, JFK, if you look at JFK, he would be considered a Republican now.
Today, and he was a Democrat.
And he
Killed
was a
by
Democrat.
Killed by Democrats.
They're all criminals.
What kind of games you play gaming?
All right, underground gaming. Tom wants to know what games you play underground gaming. He's probably gonna string off a list of stuff that's way over your head.
I don't know. I play some crazy shit.
Play backgammon,
No.
online chess.
No.
Multiplayer?
Multiplayer, first person
Was it-
shooters.
Said it was a game.
Oh.
I'm farming right now.
What, Sim Farm? Sim Farm?
Farm simulator.
Okay.
It's running over here on the screen. I'm plowing some fields as we speak. That's the reason I keep looking over here.
Yeah, don't you don't want to screw that up.
Kent Daniel says you should play shuffleboard.
You know what? I haven't played shuffleboard since I was about 9 years old, and that's because it was a fad back then.
That's a good one.
I do curl though, which is like shuffleboard only it's on ice.
He's growing willow trees.
I would pay money for a video of you curling.
I'm gonna tell you what, y'all can say what you want to, but you go out there and try that one set, and the next day you will not be able to walk because you use muscles that you never thought you would use.
On what?
And I cleaned the gutters out, and my thighs have been on fire for like 3 days. Climbing up and down the fucking ladder.
That's
I'm
because
climbing up and down the ladder over and over.
You were climbing a ladder. Actually, I do have soybeans, John. I have about 150 acres of them that's got to be cropped tomorrow.
What the hell? Why aren't you on that?
I mean, I'm serious though. I'm laying there the other night, and I'm like, I'm gonna take apple and go sleep. My thighs are on fire.
What'd you do? Clean the gutters.
Clean the gutters. Well, that's
Not
like
my calves are huge from standing up all these years, but the thighs.
You know, the older you get, stuff like getting out of bed wrong, your back goes out.
Getting up and down.
You slept on the wrong side. You slept on your left side all night, so your left hip is killing you the next morning.
It's all. Thanks, Underground Gaming. And if you have an opinion, I'll tell. I respect everybody's opinion. The one thing you learn as that's what Gen X people don't understand. They don't understand why we don't take a side on most things. We were left to our own devices. We were left to if we didn't figure out how to cook and make for ourselves, we died.
Feral.
We're way tougher than any of these other generations. The greatest generation. So the greatest generation that fought World War II, they were some tough SOBs. But then, they raised these current assholes that are running everything. The flower children of the 60s, which is, oh my God, same ones who left us at home to do whatever.
Back in the day, what would you do if you couldn't get in your house and you were thirsty? Maybe you're coming home from school. What would you do?
You go
Drink
to
out
the
the damn water hose.
Water hose.
Try and find one in the shade.
I've been locked out when me and my brother got home. But no lie, when me and my brother got home from visiting our mother on a weekend, we have been locked out of the house because my dad was in there with his girlfriend. God is my witness.
We're all latchkey kids. I know it.
What do? We just went in the neighborhood and played with friends until finally whatever.
Joval Juggler, Latchkey Kids. That was a novelty back when I was a kid. Now, that's just the way it is now.
Everybody's house was open. You just walked in.
Well, you knocked before you went in, but you went in.
Not in our neighborhood.
Underground gave you a list of games. He played Scum, COD, Fallout, Battlefields, Rust, and others.
Okay, I played Fallout.
Fallout is the greatest game.
COD and Rust.
Fallout is the greatest game ever made. Well, Fallout 4, Vegas.
My 7-year-old niece has discovered what's the one where you jump out of a plane and land on the island and you're shooting each other. You try to get, huh?
Far Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat that. Far Cry 6.
She's 7 years old and she discovered that game. My nephew, she's my great niece. My nephew, her father, he's like, she's psycho. She's running, her character's running around and shooting people, and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's the game. He
Yeah,
said,
Far
little
Cry.
girls are not supposed to be like that. I said, right.
Hey, Tom, you play with Connie too?
Who?
Connie put a game in the chat that she played. You play that one too?
Glory 5.
Holes of Glory 5.
Nah. I'm afraid not.
You know?
But people understand that they act like they're gonna wake up Generation X or we're gonna change. That's why we tolerate everybody. That's why.
See, we had rules. Friday night, unless it's rained all day and or all week, the grass had better be cut.
If you're going skating on Saturday, the yard better be done.
Yeah. There was things you had to have done. It was like a built-in to-do list. The flower beds need to be neat, and the grass needs to be cut. Your mama's car better be clean and the inside cleaned out, and if there's any stuff in it.
It took a while for my dad to let us ride the riding lawnmower because me and my brother tore up shit.
My dad didn't even get a riding lawnmower until after everybody moved out or was on their way out. Before that, believe it or not, my narrow ass was out there pushing the damn push mower, cutting his acre yard. That's the way it was back in those days.
I mean, you are talking to when my dad got sick with cancer. He was building a building, probably another half size bigger than this one, at his house where we grew up in Kinston. And my grandfather decided, I think I've told the story, decided he was gonna help finish up, and one of the last things that needed to be done was the insulation put in the attic. So again, he got me and my dumbass brother up there. I think we were, I don't know how old we were, 15 and 16, to help with insulation, and gave us electric staple guns.
I just don't even want.
How long does it take for two idiots to start shooting each other with electric staple guns?
Yeah. I don't even want. You had me at installing insulation in the attic. That
It was that bad. Me and my brother were that bad. We were just dumb. It's amazing. It's amazing that we survived our childhood. We so growing up in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, the neighborhood we grew up in, people played truth or dare, but we were a bunch of guys. We made up truth, dare, or damage. And if you pick the damage option, which almost everybody picked damage, I don't know anybody ever picked anything other than damage. We would pick something you had to go tear up.
It's terrible.
But people say, well, my daddy used to, or my granddaddy said, back when I was a kid, we did such and such. Well, I'm the age of a pawpaw now, and I think about a lot of stuff that we did as kids, the kids don't even do now or want to do. I mean, we lived near a forest, and we had forts all over that thing. And God knows, I'm surprised somebody didn't end up falling out of one of them with a broken arm. End up with a broken arm.
And one of the best nights we ever had was the neighborhood we only had like one long street through it, a couple side streets. But there was a lot that was wooded. There was never a house built on it. There might be one today, I don't know. But we drug a tarp and lay it across the road. So as cars slowed down, it was right after Christmas. We all had them chocolate covered cherries. You put them in your mouth, get them all slobbered up, and just pound the cars when they stopped. We were people got out their cars and tried chasing us through the woods, but we knew the woods like the back of our hands. There was no way they're going to follow at night in dark through the woods.
How dare you
waste
chocolate covered cherries?
You know what the best thing about the 80s was?
Wow.
70s and the 80s? There won't no damn cameras.
No
witnesses to any of this shit.
Better.
No, you could actually get shot at with buckshot.
Oh my God, Kevin Webb, we had bottle rocket wars. We lived in North Carolina where there ain't no fireworks, and we had bottle rocket wars.
Best thing about the 80s, no caller ID. You can crank call people all day, and no one would know who you were.
You know what was the best thing about the 80s? You could get in your car and not worry about somebody bothering you on the damn telephone. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, you could just go.
That was a lot of people use that for their quiet time. You know, because once you got in the car, unless you had a two-way radio, there was not any.
Yeah.
And I don't understand this. How many kids you've got to twist their arm to get their damn driver's license? And we took the day off when I turned 16. I didn't go to school that day to go get my driver's license.
I got my permit when I was 15 and a half years old.
You want me to go to the store? You want me to go where? You want me to drive to California? Okay.
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 Actually, that was in the dark ages. I got my driver's permit when I turned 15, and I got my restricted driver's license when I was 15 and a half.
It was a glorious day when I had that 73 LTD that I was working at McDonald's, and I had saved up enough money to put the Craco fast forward, flip it over radio in it. I didn't have to listen to the AM FM radio. I could play a tape. That was a glorious day in the 80s.
I had a 1973. My mom had a 1973 Kingswood station wagon, which is is wider than an F350 Chevy 3500 and longer than a
What the fuck is an What the hell is an F350 Chevy?
Okay, F350 or a Chevy 3500. It's bigger than that, and that's what I learned to drive.
Cars gonna come over here and kick your ass for messing up Fords and Chevrolets.
I'll tell you what. A while ago, we were talking about customer service or thereabouts. Before I retired, we had a competitor down in the lower part of South Carolina. They had 35 Ford trucks, and they took one of their trucks in to have something done to it, and they quoted them like a $7,000 price, and it was like a $40 breaker that had to go in it. The guy, a week later, he had all his Fords had been replaced by Chevrolets because the dealer pissed him off, and to the point that the Ford Motors, one of their reps called and asked why they got rid of all their Fords, and he told them that's people like certain brands of vehicles until they're done wrong, and then they don't give a rat's.
We live 9 miles outside of town, and once we got old enough to ride bikes, we rode bikes all in the town. We rode them rode
bikes all day. Everywhere.
Halloween, trick-or-treating. I take my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than I am, and we would go trick-or-treating, and it was like one subdivision after another. It's in Goose Creek, South Carolina, outside of Charleston. And we would leave when it got started getting dark.
You lived in Goose Creek. Shouldn't you have said that outside of Charleston?
Yeah, outside. No, I was proud to live in Goose Creek. We had the largest nuclear missile storage facility in the world. But anyway,
Carolina's tough because we have B-52s here near Kinston.
We would go. God knows, we'd go a mile away from our house. Nowadays, you wouldn't even let your kid go across the street in broad daylight. And my mom would say, "Okay, y'all be back by 8 o'clock," and because
they worry about somebody getting them. All you gotta do is make sure there's no government officials around. Then they're not gonna sell them into a child sex ring.
Mr. Sadie, you got some women there. I think you just knocked my controller in the floor, girl.
I'm shocked. We have been live all this time. We haven't seen one of your cats come worry the shit out of you.
Because she's laying right here. She's laying here asleep. When I game, she lays between my keyboard and my stand that my monitor's on. And she looks at me every once in a while when I think I'm talking to her. She thinks I'm talking to her, but I'm cussing whoever I'm playing against. But
these kids in their games. What was the crazy one? Zork. You've run into a wall. All you had was words.
Yeah.
I'm like,
go around it.
The door is locked. Unlocked door. You don't have a key. You don't have a key.
You came to a T intersection in the hallway. Go right. You know.
Can't go right. It's blocked by a troll or whatever.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
Kill troll.
It had to be. You had to have it in your mind.
Don't have a sword. Where's the sword?
What was the other one? The Oregon Trail. The Oregon Trail or whatever that one was.
Yeah, you died of dysentery.
Right, you died of dysentery. Fuck, dysentery kicked my ass.
Did you see what Mr. Sadie said about wanting you to come visit him?
I didn't get an invite.
Mr. Sadie, what kind of animals does he have on that farm?
That I want to see.
Oh, wait a minute, that's a pet. He has a petting zoo, doesn't he?
If that's ever going to happen, I want to be there to see that one.
John said Texas Adventure Gaming was a trip. You know, it'd be a lot easier now that you can get weed.
Ooh.
But you got to remember, that's all there was. And it usually, you know, I had a Commodore, not a Commodore. I had a TRS-80. I think that's what it was.
We had a Commodore 64. Then my dad finally broke down and got an Apple IIe.
Bougie.
Didn't do shit with it. It just sat there.
Because there was nothing to do with it.
For a while.
Because all the games were being written for Tandy and for IBM.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine this generation if we took all their games away and told them they had to play Pong?
Lose your game mind.
If that's all they had to do, they would play it and like it. You know, once we have an EMP that takes out the whole grid, nobody has any power. They're going to learn how to play Old Maid again or Texas Hold'em.
It was Sheldon on the TV show that was trying to play Zork or one of those, and he'd say stuff and he'd go, "Trance." You don't have the key. Well, trance.
Mass bridge jumpers. You talking about if they didn't have any power? Because listen, we can say what we want to, but when the power goes off for a few hours, you get bored as damn hell. Because everything we do is electronic orientated.
People be in the streets causing problems.
Backup power supply.
Rich kids had Apple IIes.
Rich kids. Yeah, what the hell, man?
Now, my dad bought it when he got sick because he thought it would give some entertainment. He had cancer for a couple of years.
That's bad. And it's bad that he bought. I mean, it's bad that he had cancer, but it's also bad that he bought an Apple IIe.
I don't know where he came up with that idea.
Somebody at the Apple store said, "Hey, man, you need to have this."
You think there was an Apple store back then?
Hell no.
Yeah, right.
Jason Breyer said, "Wrap them in aluminum foil." EMB. Man, aluminum foil was gold back then.
Yeah.
You know how much you had to beg mama or grandma to let you use some aluminum foil on the antenna because you couldn't get the damn TV station in right.
Yeah.
The contraptions that I attached to antennas to try to make the TV come better was insane.
Here's the pop-off story for you, since I think I'm the oldest on the group.
You think?
When I was a kid, we had 3 TV channels, sometimes 4. We had 4, and we could get the 4th one if we went outside. And my older brother would slide the TV antenna up, and I could take a 8-inch cinder block and turn it on its end. And then he'd set it back on top of it. That 4 inches would make the difference between getting Columbia and not. And we still laugh about that today. Because it's sad because now we can push a button and have 1,000 channels. There's still nothing on them.
No, we had the.
My dad would call me from upstairs to come down and turn the channel for him.
That's like the story of my life. An inch more, I'd been king. An inch less, I'd be a queen. There you
Kangaroos, rabbits, buffaloes, horses, cows.
That's a great one line.
Dang, dude.
I even said it, and I was so disappointed that Dawn didn't get my movie reference. When old boy said he just hit a water buffalo. Can I borrow your towel? Anybody know what movie that's from?
Nah.
I just hit a water buffalo. Can I borrow your towel?
Blazing Saddles. But
Anybody in the chat besides Dawn? John Jones, you the man. But Fletch went and knocked on
Fletch.
no, and she showed up in a towel. He said, "Just hit a water buffalo. Can I borrow your towel?" See, I'm not the only one. John Jones is twisted and sick, just like me.
Sad puppies.
Are you back?
Flesh, that'd be a good one to watch again.
Oh, time to go to bed, Phoebe. Time to go to bed, best buddy. It's not time to go to bed. How did you figure out I was out here? Where's your boyfriend?
Yeah, what the hell, Phoebe?
How'd you leave your boyfriend inside? He won't leave his mom.
You're as bad with them dogs as I am with my cats.
This is my girl. I've been gone for 2 days.
Well, the one that
Right.
lays on my desk is my girl too.
Cats don't count. Isn't that right?
We can go up to Roberta's parents and come home.
cat.
Her mom's got a big old dog, and a dog,
I
and
think Phoebe, did he just call you a big dog?
we can come home and Roxy's like can tell that I've been on petted that dog, and she won't have nothing to do with me till I go get a bath.
You know why I had to leave you, Phoebe? Because when your mama woke me up the other night, in the middle of the night, only Franklin came to the couch to sleep with me.
Ooh. Ooh. Hell, dude.
That's the first time you ever didn't. What the hell?
Yeah.
You would ask that Tactical Z, and she's gone. I guess she's going to eat.
What the hell, Phoebes? What the hell? What the hell, buddy?
But people that have house animals, dogs, cats, their animals are treated better than some of the children in this world, in the United States.
I'm just waiting to see Jake install the rest of that kitchen.
Yeah, I was wondering where the cabinets were at.
Where's the rest of the kitchen? It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, dude, you got to get out. You got to get with it because you got to get those base cabinets and the wall cabinets put up before those new tenants come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Phoebe, take over the show, Phoebe.
Jake's ignoring us.
He's like, no, I'm required to have blinds in.
Right.
I'm not required to have kitchen
I'm not
cabinets.
required to have a whole kitchen here.
Yeah.
Stove. Where's the rest of the kitchen?
He's on mute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta push the mute button. He's ignoring.
Kent said the new tenants are a minimalist.
Yeah.
he's
It's a meth kitchen. You only need a stove.
Right.
this is not his normal.
You have to have blinds. And
This is not his normal setup. This is the hidden camera he installed.
right.
Have you had any, Jake? Have you had any of your residents making illicit drugs?
All right, so I have a serious question. So
Not that kitchen.
last night I was going to go to the hotel. I was on the phone with Jennifer, and it was like 6:30. I'm like, why am I going to a hotel at 6:30 other than I've been up since 3:00 this morning? I'm going to Goodwill. How in the hell with the prices at Goodwill and the shit selection do people think they can do a full-time living on Goodwill? Holy shit.
Well, if you go to like the Goodwill bins, you can find some things that get put in there that have value, but you got to know what you're looking for, and you got to be willing to do full contact shopping because people just run you over.
I'm sorry, where's that at?
Goodwill bins.
Fuck that.
This was a regular Goodwill, and it was god awful. There's not one thing. This is how bad it was. Inside the display case on the wall, They had some shoes. They had a pair of flip flops like you would get at like Walgreens. You know, their little summer flip flops. They wanted $9.31 for those flip flops. $9.31 for a pair of rinky dink, cheap ass shit. Probably got them at the Dollar Tree flip flops. They weren't name brands. They weren't anything. They didn't have pictures on them, cats, nothing. They were just a plain old pair of black flip flops. $9.31. They had two men's shoes. One was a Nun Bush and one was a something else. They were $30 a pair.
We were I went into a Goodwill today and they had, you know, regular mason jars, canning jars. They wanted $1.50 a pop for them. And I told one of the associates in there, I said, you know, you can buy a box of 12 for $13. I think you're with, and they come with the rims and the caps. I think you got these little overpriced. And he's like, well, that's what the management tells me.
Yeah, underground. They're terrible. There's only a couple here that are so outrageous. I'm like, don't harass the staff. I didn't talk to the staff.
I did. But you got to remember, Goodwill is not in the charity business. No matter what you think, that's not the poor does not have a thing to do with what they do. Their thing to get them their 501c or whatever it is they're under is that they train people, they give people a skill. That's their stick.
All those stores I went into, I can rest assured that I did not talk to a soul who didn't talk to me first. That's the rule.
Well, they're supposed to. They're supposed to say, can I help you find something?
And I did talk to a couple of people who talked to me that I told some lies to. And they got Jennifer in my ear. She's talking about, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Trying to get you in trouble.
I'm like, me? I'm like, you tell bigger lies than I do.
Jake Ping said she would install the stove near the wall.
Said she wouldn't, yeah.
Oh, she wouldn't. Okay, sorry. She wouldn't.
So, Ping, are you willing to, if he takes a picture of it, to give him the feng shui of the apartment so that he can get it right?
Yeah, something's not right.
So, no, Jason, I get that. There are some places around that do have good Goodwills. And if I knew of one, I would definitely go to it. I started out, in Goodwills and doing stuff in 2013, and it's not impossible because there are good ones around. It's just they just don't happen to be anywhere I've been.
I think Ping is right though. That would be annoying to cook on that stove. You have the handle on the side.
Yeah, it's like in the wall.
If you're frying something,
something's not right here.
On the right side because the wall's in the way.
I think we should put that in the bedroom, Jacob.
Yeah.
That's not functional.
If it's gonna be that much trouble, why they even need to get out of bed when they make breakfast?
Yeah.
Just put it in the middle of the wall and a couple folding tables on each side. Folding table.
Section 8.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I can't. That's why I can't call you when I come to Louisiana, because me and you'll get in trouble. We're like, this is a GoFundMe to get me and Kent out of jail. We're doing whatnot while I'm down here, so we can pay our attorney fees if y'all help us out with the whatnot.
Popeyes. Ugh.
He lives in Louisiana. There's a Popeye. It's legally required to be on every block.
Yeah. You don't like Popeyes?
Yeah, it's impossible to cook the way they have that stove.
Yeah, he's still on it. There's no way. You're making eggs, at least on that burner over there.
Yeah, what do you have something on the other burner? You have the handle over the other food.
So what happens if you catch something on fire? It's just easy to lift the window. That's why.
Jake, are you a slumlord?
I think
Yes.
It depends who you ask. Depends who you ask.
What's going on over there, man? You've been dodging us.
Jake is snidely whiplash.
We're trying to figure out the kitchen.
I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't take a picture of that guy on his tractor.
Where's the rest of it? Are you in the kitchen?
So the rest is on this side. So again, is what's that dumb thing name? Yeah. So I've never had anybody arrested for cooking or making illicit
Right.
stuff. I have had someone arrested while they lived here for selling it. Not here at the property, but they were connected with it somehow. She's still in prison. She's serving federal time.
Our next door neighbors have a lot of rental houses, and one of their best customers are a couple of strippers.
Mm-hmm. You want to know the funny part of that information is that she lived in this unit, actually, this exact unit. Yeah.
And they said that first of all, she always pays in cash.
Yep.
And it's $1,900 a month in cash.
Uh-huh.
And she said she's never late.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for them because they have a cash business and they don't have a lot of paperwork behind them. It's hard for them to get rentals. So once you get one in, if they get into a place, they don't do anything to mess it up.
Right. Yep.
So they're saying that's terrible placement of your stove against the wall by the window.
John had a question about the stove.
Yeah, why'd you put it up against the wall?
He said, "How do you make eggs?" Like,
Yeah, it's not functional. I mean, if you have a pan, you're not going to let the hand. You're not going to have the handle sticking in front of you, and you're not going to have it on the left because you might have something else cooking there, and you can't have it to the right because the wall's there. So it's not functional.
I let them figure it out. Not my problem.
That's a fucking great answer.
It works like well for the other 35 they have like that, so it's okay.
I understand that it is limited functionality, but at the end of the day, they're getting a deal. They'll figure it out.
And who cooks these days?
Right. Now we do give them a full size fridge or a standard size fridge, not like a extra large or anything like that, but standard size fridge, standard size stove. You have to cut a slot in the drywall for the pie handle, of course.
Perfect place for weight loss if you are trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Practical's onto something. 45-degree angle on that stove, and
I mean, technically they can move it if they so choose to. They can actually move it up to probably 16 inches away. They can move it this direction at least 16 inches before the plug at the back of it would stop them from moving it.
Is that electric?
Yes.
Larry wants to know, do you leave a willow stick on their bed like a mint?
I can't say that. I was going to say something. I can't say it.
Yeah, don't be talking about his willow sticks now because that's what's paying for him to buy all these damn apartments.
That's right. I'm sure we could find a willow stick that's large enough to ride, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. Can you explain?
I forget. Oh, goodness.
Don't give him a hard time. I got to go. I got some blokes in Australia bitching at me. Y'all have a great night. What's left of it? Go to bed, you old people.
All right,
You're just mad that I caught you and that you own convenience stores.
I know.
He's got to go close them all down for the night.
Right.
Here, didn't you say
that's what you're really doing? You're getting your sales reports from the Huck's convenience store.
We are probably distantly related. We are related, but it's probably like 32nd cousins or something like that. Because all the Huckses are related in the U.S. No matter what color you are or what race you are, if your last name is Hux, you're one of my cousins. Shuffleboard champion is out. I told you I only played it when I was 9 years old. It's kind of boring.
You said when you're 90?
9. I'm not 90 yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Way back in the day.
You go on a cruise ship, and the only people playing the shuffleboard is like teenagers. Kids like
you play shuffleboard on a cruise ship. How's it not like shuffle itself?
Because cruise ships do not rock like a daggum 17-foot runabout on Lake Erie. Okay,
they're a little bumpy. They're bumpy sometimes.
They can be.
Kent wants to know, was Jesus any good at shuffleboard?
I have no idea.
You weren't there with him?
No, I wasn't there with him. I was in a different part of the world.
No.
And I would prefer curling. I think curling I'd like to have discovered curling when I was a lot younger. Which we have a curling club here in Charlotte for you Yankees. Y'all probably have curling clubs with your own ice house and all this kind of stuff.
That's when you do with the brush.
Yeah. We actually have a big curling club here in Charlotte. And the Yankees are taking over. But anyway, it's a cool sport. And a lot of young people like teenagers, high schoolers are playing it. So anyway, y'all have a great night.
Later, Tom.
Yeah.
No, I did not do I've never been to Greece or Italy, wherever that's Greece in it. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Stay out of trouble. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's great.
Chat's on fire. I love it. 64 people have not commented in the chat.
Whoa.
See how much fun we're having? If y'all would chat with us, it'd be even more fun.
Yeah.
If y'all putting up with us, y'all got to have a great sense of humor.
Where's Todd? Oh, Todd's. Yeah, it's past Todd's bedtime.
I don't know where Todd is. He didn't come on at all. What the hell?
I noticed.
He was in John's chat for a while.
Yeah, bad run.
It's hard to follow as I was driving down the interstate trying not to hit somebody at 90 miles an hour.
I said you're running 90 degrees, I'm sure you meant, but the way you spelled it, like he's driving 90.
Oh, I was trying to correct it. I was trying to correct it. I'm like, oh fuck. I couldn't use speak to text because I was on the phone with Dave at the time. K Parker just commenting. Welcome to the chat, K Parker.
Just comment.
So Beard, you gonna be at my whatnot tomorrow?
Whatnot? You're doing a whatnot?
Absolutely.
Whatnot tomorrow, 5:00 Pacific.
You should put your link up, Kenny.
Yeah, put a link to the chat.
Jake, you're supposed to be on that. What the hell?
I hope you're going to text me and remind me. 5 p.m. Pacific is what about
7 your time?
You're the information guy. You're supposed to
midnight here.
What the hell, Jake?
Okay. Hey Siri, remind me tomorrow night at 7 to watch Whatnot.
What's your whatnot, John?
Flipping ain't easy. I'll put it in here in the chat in a second.
Put it in the chat.
I ain't made a yard sale route. We're going to one neighborhood. I hope we stay there all day.
This is your first whatnot, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 22 followers? Okay, I mean 23.
Okay.
So if you screw up, can we make fun of you, laugh at you?
Yeah. Why not? I'm gonna mess up. You know, I'm expecting to screw up.
So and that's one thing. Come watch. Even if you don't buy anything, come watch John.
Well,
We've been talking a lot about Whatnot.
This
is going to be his first show. He's going to show you. He's no different than anybody else. He's got to learn like anybody else does. He's used to talking to a camera, and he'll be better at that than you are. But just because that doesn't mean anything, he's still got to run Whatnot. He's still got to bring good items. He's still got to talk the items up. All these things that are. He's not. I just say that to say, man, don't chicken out, don't miss out because you're scared of a camera, scared to do that kind of stuff. Just you got to go for it. In life, the bold will win. I'm telling you right now. Even if you get 100 no's, the 100 yes could be the key to your whole life. You got to keep trying stuff. So flipping.
It's in the chat now.
Yeah, I went.
Let me give you to the show. Hold on.
Flipping is easy.
You put it.
Flipping is easy.
Flipping is easy. Oh, wait.
I think that's it. I'm not sure.
Flipping really queasy.
Flipping is easy. Wait.
So Larry wants to know what kind of stuff are you selling? I know he's selling some hats.
We got clothes that I have bought to put on the other account, and man, I tell you, I'll list all kinds of stuff before I get to looking at clothes. Oh man, we got some pretty good clothes, but I don't know. I just thought, well, maybe I'll put those up on Whatnot rather than waiting on the day I decide to list them.
So Jason, you can do everything on the computer except for one thing. You can't enter the giveaways on the computer. You have to have a phone to enter the giveaways. But everything else, you can bid and pay and all that stuff on the computer. You just can't enter the giveaway. Isn't that right? I think that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah. I
Can't
pretty
set
much
the
just
first
got
one.
used to doing it on the phone.
The first link does not work. Well, then use the second one.
That should go to the sign up. If you've signed up already, then it's not going to do any good. If you haven't signed up, then that'll give you $15 for free.
Yes. Use John's if you haven't. Yeah, use the one that John put in the chat if you
So
have.
the way the $15 works is you get $15 in merchandise. Your first 15 free. You have to pay the shipping.
Yep.
Yeah, we got people already chatting in the
Ooh.
life in the Whatnot.
So Jason, there is a great opportunity to buy over there. You
Get
can
that over there?
You can pick up stuff to buy. I've been picking up stuff to sell, electronics to sell at the auction. So, I mean, I've done okay with that so far. I mean, I'm not making a killing, but it's flipping. I'm flipping money. I'm making a profit, so it's worth it.
I'm gonna do a little yard selling tomorrow too, so I'm gonna be picking up more stuff to add to what I have. Normally I'd pass up on that, but you know what? It seems like that might be the thing. You know, hats, clothing, maybe some shoes, that type of thing.
So if you did it for a couple, so say it took you 3 or 4 hours a week, and you can add another $200-$400 a week. I don't see where it's a bad deal.
No, it just like anything. Think about anything you've ever done for the first time. You're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I mean, Jenna.
Well, so what was it last week that Paul was on here? He had no idea when he started doing that it was going to replace his eBay.
Right.
You don't know what you're good at. You don't know what you might fall in love with it. You just never know. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why I've told you I keep doing YouTube, I keep doing live shows, I interact. I meet great people. You know, there's 70 people watching. I appreciate all of you watching. The people have come through. You know, great people in the chat, great people that come on here. I wouldn't have the relationships with a lot of people. Hell, I've spent 2 days in the car. Yesterday I talked to Jennifer all day. I've been on the phone with Dave damn near all day. I've been in and out of stores. And Dave's been making me laugh. Dave's been carrying on, so I've been making fun of Dave. Our buddy Scott called in. We made fun of him. He made fun of us. And so just think about that. I was driving through Kentucky into Tennessee as Dave was in California and Scott was in Chicago. Just think about where we all are. I wouldn't know any of these cats. It's
YouTube.
Come for Phoebe, stay for Jake. Oh, that's kind of a stretch. I can't. Phoebe hates all y'all. Jacob's a good kid. Stay for Jacob, but Phoebe could care less about you. If you come here, she's gonna bark until I put the shot collar on her and make her stop.
She barks at her own shadow.
It don't matter if you're giving her a snack. We've tried that too. She don't care. She will not shut up.
Nope. I think she just barked in her sleep.
But you could find out you love it. How do you not love it until you at least give it a shot? So Michigan girl comes in here a lot. She sells miniatures and stuff. She you can see her hands. She's like the female version of Todd. But the one thing she's really good at is talking to people and keeping talking through the chat and showing her items and explaining her items and telling you who made them. And so, I mean, if you're a little shy, you're not gonna be any uglier than me and Dave. Damn, two old bearded guys. Shit.
Right? Yeah.
And if somebody don't like you, I'm gonna give you a hand. If they don't like you, just tell them to kiss your ass and block them. It's that easy.
Yep.
Okay, so you might be a little mad if they act up, but the satisfaction you get with kicking them out and blocking them makes it way worse. Because you win. They can't do nothing about it. You win. They show up in another name, you just block them again. All the work they do, all you do is hit one button, they go away. It's awesome. I hadn't looked at the comments on my videos in probably 3 or 4 weeks. There's no telling what comments have been blocked. I haven't even read yet. People don't even know they're blocked because there's keywords that trigger them and get them blocked. I've had some that have been on tirade. You know how many comments I've had that's telling me that why do I put up with John? John is not this John, but Grumpy John is crazy. He's this, he's that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one in my comment section? So you would not come on my show and leave comments and talk about my friends. Sorry. You can tell me, and I'll read the first sentence and then go, "Oh shit, I ain't reading this. Delete." I've got diatribes they're stretched from here to the road, and I've read like one sentence and go, "Delete." You know how much satisfaction there is in that. Buy it now, maybe the future for Whatnot shows. Probably a giveaway or two. Yep, I agree with that 100%. Kent, you're 100% right. He is an acquired taste, but he truly is a good guy at his core.
Yeah.
I'm better off of knowing Grumpy. Grumpy John is he and Lori are good folks.
It's just doing it different. That's all.
People can't understand that. They can't understand that something different is okay.
It is okay.
We all do something different.
There's a lot to learn there. You know?
Larry said he was banning dozens and dozens on Pete's Live the other day. See, I'd say, Kent, that's the problem is people they see Grumpy John and they see the exterior and they never stop to listen to what he has to say. He has given so much knowledge on my shows and all the lives we've done together. He's been an open book. He'll tell you exactly over and over how he's done it, what he's done, what he thinks is important. A guy, he pours his heart out in letters on his Facebook page. If you want to go read them every single day, hundreds and hundreds of words every single day of his thoughts about business, how he's built it, what's successful, what's not. For anybody to go read.
Is it wrong that I have AI read it for me?
So Kevin wants to know, can he talk about himself in chat?
It's long to read, so I have AI read it to me.
Yeah. So Dave Jarvis said he hung out with John in Vegas last March. Great guy. You can't miss him. You can hear him from like 3 rows over. You can't miss him. That booming voice, you can't. Larry, that makes no sense. I don't have time for that. I've met Pete probably 7 times now. He's been the same dude every single time. Pete's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He truly is a nice guy. If he was an asshole, I'd tell you. I'm not shy. I don't like somebody. If I think they're an asshole, I'll tell you.
Wonder whatever happened with Adrian. This whole boat, the boat thing, Black Sea.
I I thought he came back, or did he? Is he still on the book?
Something happened. He stopped doing the videos and he pulled everything. But that was a cool little side series. His journey. He did some good content. It was a shame to see that go away for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
yeah, I don't get it. I don't. People get they wonder why they can't get ahead. They wonder why, and their hearts are filled with such hate and such negativity that they focus so much on others that they never stop and realize if you work on yourself, you can get so much farther ahead. That's why I finished the book. We'll do it Monday night. We'll do Atomic Habits. Great book. I can't tell you enough. It really will explain some of the psyche about why you do things the way you do and the habits you have and the things that you can do to better succeed at creating new habits, and also different ways to do bad habits. And there's some really simple, common sense things to do and reasons for why things happen. Great book. I can't tell you enough. That's a really good one. I'm gonna listen to it again. It's one thing I like about Audible is you get a book every month, and so I use my credit for one of these books, and then I usually buy a couple more. But you've got access to them over and over as many times you want to listen to them. It's absolute. This is a good one, folks. The other one was I couldn't figure out how to present it, but this one I have no problems. Monday night we'll talk about Atomic Habits. Maybe John will listen to it. Maybe not. Monday on his live show, John's going to be talking about, now, what book was it again?
Yeah. I'm not good with that. I just get caught up in other stuff while I'm working.
Yeah, you and me both. I just show up for the book review and pretend like I know what's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely worth listening to. If you don't want to pay for books and if you're struggling, check out what's the name of the it starts with an L. Let me tell L. Libby. Go get a library card and then sign. Most states have Libby, not the Loves app, but sign up for the Loves app too. I don't get anything out of that. So what does the Loves app do? That's my favorite gas station. If you've got the Loves app, you get 10 cents off a gallon every time you stop to get gas. And if you, I get fountain drinks when I'm in there because I like fountain drinks when I'm traveling. Every fifth one is free.
They have clean bathrooms too.
That's why you have and they have clean bathrooms. Loves has great bathrooms. They're on most roads.
Most, yeah.
Chastity said, full disclosure, you didn't. She did not read the Damn it, Chastity, I'm so disappointed. I'm gonna mark that down. That's gonna be a negative on your file. Jenna, John seems like he's almost gonna fall asleep.
I know. What the hell?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to pull this off tomorrow. I have to get up early for all the yard sales.
What?
How am I going to cover all those yard sales tomorrow?
You gotta start right at when's the first one? 6 a.m.
7.
I don't know.
I just added 3 more.
Gotta move fast, I think. Don't waste a lot of time. Just duck and jive. Zig and zag. I'll be asleep while you're doing it.
Yeah. Come on, get ready for that. Whatnot. It's just the time I'm going to spend is probably like 3 times as long as it usually would take for someone to set up one of those, because I don't know what I'm doing.
But you're paid forward for your future self, knowing that if you like it, you'll get much better out of it. And I don't think people discount that. You get so good at it. So Chastity, you didn't read the last book. I'm okay with that. I don't blame you. Don't miss Atomic Habits. It's so good. It really is about making habits and how you do this. Simple things that really he breaks things down very, very well. And I like Atomic Habits. So you get a pass for skipping the last one. I skipped the last 2 or 3 chapters of the last one. I couldn't take it anymore. But Atomic Habits is outstanding. Hopefully the next one I pick will be outstanding. Maybe I'll consult with that crazy Canadian and see what he thinks.
Yeah, where is that guy?
Who said hello to John in his live, but did not even say hello to me in my live. That's terrible, isn't it?
I know. Where is he? What the hell?
I feel disrespected, Josh.
He's hiding, I think.
Is he here?
I think he's been.
No, he's not here. He's not here, damn it. All right, we got like 2 or 3 minutes left. Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to embarrass John with? Anything?
Yeah.
I think you should share a tip before you go.
Just a tip.
Yep.
Just the tip. Are you sure?
The one thing I know from sourcing is I would tell you never give up, but also don't stick to a plan that's not working. After 12 in a row of not finding anything, as I entered a new state, and I had sourced stores in the state on the way down to this one, like, you know what? What happens if I just turn around, take the 50 minutes, and get back where I was, and go the other way? Make a new map, grab some lunch, sat in the parking lot, made a new map, same type of stores, same big stores,
Yeah.
but went towards the area where I had great success. Had a nice trip.
Never know that 13th store though. Could have been the one.
I said don't quit. So, damn it.
Don't quit.
Yeah, you're not getting any rest, John. Looks like you have things to do after the show.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness.
So Larry said his wife said he has attention issues, something like that. He was not listening. I get that. I said that 2 or 3 times yesterday. I was at a store or a cashier asked me something, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I done put up my wife for 35 years. Ain't like I'm starting over now. What the hell? I'm almost broke in." Yeah, Jovial Juggler. She's 100% correct. The first one, but it's the same thing with everything, guys. It's the first time you do anything. Can you think of anything in your life that you did the first time that you were like, man, I am a professional at this?
You know what? We're just gonna have a lot of energy and just have fun with it and see what happens. You know,
just you kind of be normal, John, and let Jenna be her charming self, and y'all be great. And if it's failing real bad, you just get out of the way and let Jenna run it.
She doesn't want to do it. I have her do it every week if she wanted.
But there's few things that things take practice. Experience as a wonderful teacher. You just can't let fear dominate your life. I've as an introvert, I've made too many damn decisions because of my own personal fears. I get it, but every time I've stepped out of my comfort zone and done something that I knew was good for me, that I thought was a potential opportunity, I'm way better off. Even if it sucked, I'm still better off for knowing. Because that voice in the back of your head that keeps telling you to do something, you'd be great at it, but you go, well, the other voice is going, well, maybe not. I don't know. There's so much comfort, and if you did it and failed and go, well, at least I gave it a shot. Your mind can rest easy and move on to the next thing. You don't have that thing haunting, going, you know, what if? That's a terrible place to be. There's no cursing on this channel, Jenna. You have to curse on your own channel. Because I am drawing the fucking line of cursing. We're not gonna have it then. See, even Kent said his first training experience was awkward, but he's good at it now. Them damn Cajuns.
I know Kent was a mechanic.
So Golf Exchange said you're doing the right thing, John. Going cheaper stuff the first show. Outsourced his first couple shows and got skinned. Under $200 in cost of goods, you're golden. Yeah, but that's what everything. It takes time to build an audience, but I'd also tell you there's a fine line between you still got to be willing to put good stuff up there because you need to build a reputation of someone who's going to bring good merchandise. You need to because there's going to be people who wander in and they need to stay because you're selling good stuff. So it's a fine line between you're not going to sell Louis Vuittons the first time, but you don't want to sell something with holes that are cheap.
No, we might have some good stuff. I'm thinking about some giveaways right now, so it'll be pretty good, I think. And I get to go out tomorrow and find some stuff too. So I don't even know half the stuff that I'm going to be selling. So
sell it all.
Surprise.
Yeah.
What category are you in?
This is what happens when you let
men's
all these people. 60 people in the chat. Would y'all please talk in the chat so we don't have to listen to Kent anymore? The chat gets derailed into pervert land if you let Kent talk. These crazy Cajuns, you can't let them even have a keyboard.
Let them have a keyboard.
The thing about all this is Jen is my shipper.
So Golf Exchange, he's giving another big piece of advice.
Uh-oh.
So Golf Exchange, what's your username on Whatnot so we can follow you too?
Expect the crowd not to want to follow whatever routine you may have planned. So I guess the routine that I'm thinking is I get on there, we introduce ourselves because it's the first time. I'm sure the host will get on there and say, here's who we are, and this is the overview of what we're going to do, and let's get on it. And then fourth or fifth one, boom, maybe do a giveaway or something. I don't know.
So if you're on Whatnot, there's Bay Golf Exchange. Everybody go follow Bay Golf Exchange.
You sell any like new drivers? You sell golf equipment? I'm taking it.
All right, there we go. He said that don't make an ironclad item of line of 30 items in a certain order.
Yeah.
So one of the things my buddy Jennifer wants to do this, and so she's got me watching Upcycle by Bree. And she's got a cool stand behind her. The last show I watched, she had like a pie safe or a pie, looks like one of those set of shelves, half shelves. She put the stuff behind it, and so people could see what was coming. It was in the setup in the auction, but they could also look behind her and see. So they would request in the chat, "Hey, run this next." So if you got people that are interested in stuff, if you don't have an order, you don't have to worry about it. Just grab whatever, and if it's set up, you can. Yeah, so he said he had people run 35, do 51, and then yeah.
So if you're not ready for it, meaning that you, let's say, don't have the title in there already, right? You just want to introduce something new. You just put a number to it, or how do you do it and keep track with, and advertise what you're selling?
So Jason, I think it's possible.
That's the case.
I think you can make money on your first couple shows, but it won't be a ton of money. But you can.
Oh, no. This is.
But you can. It definitely is a little bit. You want to establish a following. You need to do some giveaways. That's part of the Whatnot thing is giveaways. Early on, you can make people. They can only giveaways if they bought something. You can do all different kinds. I've seen people use them all. All right, so that's Golf Exchange. That's great advice. I've seen people do that. He said preload 30 and then have more stuff in the background so they can say, "Hey, I don't see that on the list. Can I run that? Can you run that?"
Yeah.
I'm checking out Bay Golf Exchange's eBay. I think that's the same, and pretty good. A lot of older golf clubs, but that's kind of what I find at yard sales for the most part. I noticed that you're having the same problems with your white backgrounds that I was having, which is why I went to AI backgrounds and have not looked back.
So you talking about maybe the backgrounds are gray or something?
Well, no, it just like sometimes the golf clubs don't get cut out properly with a white background. I don't know if
Right.
you're using eBay's tool. I use Photo Room, but I have this thing now. It's a thing I do on her account more than anything else. Is I'll have AI make me a like shoes on a street, but like the trees in the back behind it are like on fire. I had like some construction boots. I have them like on a table at a construction site, but the building like is on fire. It's just crazy. Golf clubs I have on a golf course, but the trees are on fire, and it's sort of a thing I have on my. And it looks pretty cool. So
is this the same store you had sold anything in 4 days? It's not on fire though.
Yeah, it does sell. She just got a sale while we're on the live. So.
Oh, did she? Oh, very nice. It was hard for me to follow and listen to Dave at the same time.
You ever try Pixel Cut?
I use Photo Room. It's like $60 a year, and you can type in exactly what you want the AI to put your item on. It works.
Yeah, Pixel Cut does a pretty good job of pulling the image and the background.
I'll tell you what doesn't. eBay's tool doesn't do it.
No, I know. I use Pixel Cut, and I make it so I can make.
So Tommy told you the one he uses. Which app does he use for the phone? Is it
Photo Room?
No, the one that he does like to change the white balance and the stuff. Is that?
Oh, that's ProCam, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's more than one though. Do you know which ProCam?
ProCam, but I just haven't messed with it. I've never really messed with it.
There's ProCam 8, ProCam Capture, ProCam Manual Control. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 ProCams.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? I'm looking at the current store that we have here for her store, and I think most of the items that we've sold have the AI backgrounds. Strange. We still have some up for sale, but a lot of the ones with AI backgrounds, yeah. So like I could take a putter and do a close up of the head of the putter as if it's on the ground on my table in there, and then I can make it look like it's on a golf course on the grass and everything, and it looks real. You would think I was taking photos from a golf course. Looks really good.
Now I'm watching. I was just messing with your pictures. I've seen the ones you've done, man. They do that. They have a definitely distinct look, so it's very interesting.
If you check out Hot Desert Deals, it's HAUT_desert_deals. Go to the solds, and you can see what I'm talking about. We have just a lot of cool photos, even the shoes. I had a pair of Air Force One Nikes, and I had the shoes on a tarmac, and then the airport was on fire. And it looks like stock photos, kind of. It wasn't for the fire.
All right, so how did I miss? Who is Karen Reed? Is that one of your stalkers, super fans?
Mm-hmm. People shop with their eyes. And if you can do anything to your photos to make your photo pop, like, what the hell is that? And then they look at the shoes and like, what is on fire? Oh, those are good shoes. And it works.
All right, Ken. So I don't pay attention to that. I don't watch any news. I don't follow any of that stuff. All right. So is that enough for a tip? You said give them a tip before we go. Is that enough for a tip?
I thought it was going to be a different kind, but okay.
Oh.
Just to give you guys a see. That's what I'm talking about. Like the shoes are on the road, and then there's a fire. Those sold.
So the golf exchange say thanks so much for adding a lot of value here at the very end. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So everybody check out Dawn too. Two Hip Chicks. You can check out Mary too. She'll have headphones on. All because of me. I saw that you post something. It just said something here. So the Seagulls are taking over the empty mall. They do a live show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. John does Mondays and Fridays. I do Wednesdays, sometimes Fridays, sometimes Wednesdays. Right. I'll do my best to wear the camera tomorrow. Damn it. Wear the camera.
Wear the camera. Don't forget the camera.
Yeah. If I can make Harlan behave, I'm going to wear the camera.
Ooh, that's tough.
Actually, I don't care. He can be a raging lunatic. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler got arrested this morning. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's great.
Because I do check out the ESPN usually every other day or so. So I did see that.
My buddy was sweating bullets because he had me bet $500 for him to win, for him to get arrested on day 2.
He still had a pretty good day though.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a great night. Hey, thank you so much for joining us in this insanity that is the drunk show.
The drunk show.
I have to have a few more shows because I didn't put a dent in this thing.
Wow, you barely heard Old Smokey.
So that's the show. Why was he arrested? Evidently, he was not following the orders of a cop, and I think he hit him with his car. Is that what happened?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. He wouldn't stop. He thought it was security. It was the police, and he was trying to go there. Like 10 yards.
Confusion because a person who was walking in a crosswalk was killed this morning too. So there was a lot of confusion everywhere. It was just a chaotic scene for that whole golf area. And I could not have said it better myself. Jason said, "Roll Tide." Those are the magic words.
Oh yeah, take it easy.